Very good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's actually, what's that one place that we usually go to in Japan? Does it have a curry one?
Yeah, I forget.
I don't know what.
Say hello, internet.
Hello, Internet.
Hi.
So we're getting our bearings a little bit.
Yeah, watch us try to figure out these rules that we didn't really look at until
Just this moment.
Yep.
I looked at them at least a half hour ago. So
Tony over prepared.
teacher's pet.
That's why he sat closer to John.
Oh, sure, that's why.
That's fine.
So we find ourselves in the port city of
San Felipe?
St. Flip.
St. Flip?
Central Flippo.
What's your guy? You're
Oh, Avesta Menimania.
Just a minute.
best of everything.
Be prepared
No, Avesta Menimania.
for less
Best of
than.
everything. Best and
Yeah.
Best and
Nope.
Best in
There's an N and then an M.
This is why I practiced it for a month.
I do not think. It's gonna be hard.
That's what she said.
Swash.
No, she did not say that.
It is not needed for me to know how to pronounce your country. See, and it just.
That is fine. It means you have less power over it.
I'm gonna like throw something. So mad.
Why it me? She's our spring fire sale.
We're gonna have to invite Linus over so we can.
He's too fucking soft spoken. He just sounds like foreign. Like I don't.
It sounds vaguely
Like John, apparently.
Well,
because
no,
he's
that's
really
I
No,
thought
John-
exactly.
yeah,
We have the nondescript foreign labels.
fat.
Straight up.
We have an accent and then we like hockey.
There's not a baby there. Come on.
You have
For
such
real.
a cool accent. Are you from like the country Europe? Yeah.
Yeah, so basic.
Are there like stats for weapons in the book
Nope.
somewhere?
No, there are not.
Oh, you
Unless
just
your
have
weapon
one.
is special, there are not.
Hey, my weapon's always special.
I can set mine on fire. So
I just feel like I've got skill.
You don't.
where do I? How do I figure out my wealth?
You start at 0 every session and then you have to earn it.
Unless you're me.
And you have a patron or something.
Unless you took a background in rich.
Yeah.
I have one per session.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
a
a patron.
pirate. We're all pirates. Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Is it my society?
You will find out.
Oh wait, yes. Okay, I know now.
I am not players.
Can
I
you
am
not
so
be
rewarded.
so fucking like cryptic?
What? Pirata?
Like pirata.
That's so pirata. I love it.
He's on this very basic Spanish.
Take this
Classic
phone call. Hello, friend. What's up?
And then, oh yeah, so we're San Felipe. Cool.
I have no idea where I am.
Set the scene in a second.
Sure. No, well, I think we'll end up in San Felipe, but
Yes. For various circumstances.
I think John's gonna set us up on how and where.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I know why Rabbit's in there, but I mean I don't know why.
Figure out.
Kind of know.
Does anybody know why?
I feel like I'm on a very.
I don't know if
extended
Rabbit-
vacation.
Knows why?
Yes.
Probably not.
Do we all like know different things? Cool.
I don't.
You get a chance to see that doc I sent over, Amanda?
I have it open. and I'm reading it as I add chicken and put 5 minutes.
Well, this will give you your reason for being there, since part of your background.
Right. 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 There's new stuff. Or stuff that I didn't read the last time. Right. Oh no.
What?
I just remembered that you can get experience points when you do their
Yep.
Oh, mine's man, I really have to be like aware of my hero points.
Yeah.
Similarly, I can use my pool to activate your hubris.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Wait, but if you do that, does it give me a point if you're doing that? I thought you're
Yes,
passing the point to
It
me.
does.
Yeah.
I'm trading the point to you, but now you have to deal with your
With your new
hubris
consequences.
being out in the open.
Did I write mine down for you?
What's that?
Did you have a document, right?
Yep.
It should be your
Did I write it
your
down?
hubris card.
Or did you write it?
I did not. So I'm gonna go over that too. Again, there's a couple of documents that can be filled, and this doesn't need to be done right away.
Oh, mine is coins.
Stop flushing in the middle of the game, bro.
My paper towel.
You just reached in comfort at this table.
Yeah.
We don't care.
I think I found it out. So I got the points.
Okay.
That's quality content.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Just consoling my Swede.
Oh,
He's fine.
good.
We have to figure out the bread situation.
Oh, that is
That's
serious
important.
That
business.
is very serious.
Between you and him, I'm surprised it took that short.
Oh no, we're gonna figure it out tomorrow.
Oh,
We're making plans for.
okay.
There's not enough time left in today.
No,
to figure out.
No, I
So-
no.
not enough time.
Proper plans must be made.
All right.
So yes. So I have. Oh, you have questions, Lisa?
So I don't have to write down that I have a sword. I just have to be like I have a sword,
Well, you can write down what you have in your notes.
like in my notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it's not that fiddly.
It's not that good.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Are
And
we gonna have the same problem we did with Dresden?
Well, I mean, I could, like, in
Oh.
the rest of the files, I was just
no,
like,
it's not
Don't-
nearly
I
as
have-
bad
Don't
at
say
all.
that.
No.
Don't say no that fast. We've just started.
Also, I don't know how to use my magic to make me into the creatures.
Make you the creature.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it say in the thing?
Yeah, the book.
Yeah,
knows
it says that, but
I will pull it up for you.
You probably should have looked at the sword book.
well, apparently I have the wrong one. So
Yeah, that's the OG book.
No, this. So while I'm pulling this up, the SharePoint has basically every PDF that
I know.
we have access to, and I'm gonna
Mustache
teach.
on mustache.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I found the page with the chicks kissing, too. I was like, oh, yeah.
In the boat hat.
Yeah, that's right.
they just look so tender.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to be.
When you
Bristle
live,
has mustache.
when you live a life of danger, Lisa, you need that kind of constant.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit of mustache rubbing.
Oh, yeah.
So I have this bookmarked.
Yeah.
Is that what I need?
Yes.
Okay.
It should tell you, because every sorcery operates a little bit differently, because it has different effects. Sorcery is not, spells. Like each distinct bloodline has very distinct effects, right?
Okay. So I would obviously I want to pick animal forms.
Yep.
And so this is. What's all this?
Well, what are
These
you?
are like
Those are your different forms, aren't they?
Well, it says restrictions, efficiency,
Yep.
forgiveness, honesty.
So basically,
What?
these things, and you might have some of those noted on there. So the way Mother's Touch works is that they're life lessons.
Yeah.
Mother basically teaches you a gift, that goes above, mortal abilities.
Yeah.
But in exchange, she wants you to learn lessons. So
Yeah.
they're basically like taboos for phase,
Okay.
right? Like you take an oath,
Oh, I see.
and for each new power that you develop, you take a different oath. So honesty, for example,
Yes.
you can't lie,
Yeah.
right? Dependence on there is what happens if you do break your oath. Then there are things that you can do to kind of get back into Mother's good graces, because she might just take your power away.
All right.
So the more power you have in Mother's touch, the more limitations you're putting on yourself. And this is not, you don't need to stick to these. If you have some that you feel are more appropriate for your character that you want to make up, you can do that.
Okay. Okay.
So basically for your animal form, you pick one of those, and then there's other gifts on there too, so if you want to take more, you impose more limits on yourself.
Got it. But do I need to pick those now and like keep them on my sheet, or can I just be like, thanks for giving today, guys?
Yeah, it's if you want to take more time, I don't want to rush you picking those.
But
you want
eventually
the animal
I will
form.
have to. Yeah, I do want. Yeah.
And you can acquire more of those during play as well. There's ways for you to learn more sorcery. You can be good, yes.
Okay, all right.
And you can still talk, which is pretty amazing.
The
That's right.
Don't mind her.
You just walk up and scream at somebody. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, you should do that goat scream. That sounds like a person, and then you start talking, and it's like, oh, fuck.
She's always doing that at the awkwardest times.
Oh, dear Christ. So do I get one animal per lesson, or just I can be any of those animals?
You can be any of those.
Okay.
When you have animal form, there's some.
Every time I want lamb chops.
Usually you pick one that is closer to you, but you can do all the other ones.
I mean, I know ones that would be my obvious go-tos, but
The obvious go-to.
Hashtag go-tos.
I like it. We already have a hashtag. Yeah, maybe it's already
Perfect.
What was the other one?
So,
Dude, ever since I cut my
You and
hair,
your cat.
it's just been
it's constant.
And
I
Jess.
started
It's a whole
brushing
rainbow,
my
it's
hair
okay.
over the trash can, just to like try to contain it.
It's everyone. It's okay.
Won't believe where I find pieces of your hair. Lisa.
Oh, I'm sure you'll
Oh, I've heard stories of where my hair has been.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I won't tell them here.
thank you.
Everyone's hair goes in
Somebody.
everyone's butt.
No.
It's like
Basically, yeah.
I mean, imagine it among your hair. Like those hairs have gone on an amazing journey.
It's always,
Right?
This
it's
is some
always,
Bilbo Baggins shit.
it's so easy to figure out
More like
whether it's
Lemon
mine,
Wings, but
Jesse,
yeah.
or Tony.
That's
Because
right.
is it green, purple, or black?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So on the SharePoint, I've shared pretty much all the books, all the current ones, and there's more coming out. I'm gonna keep adding them.
No. I
As they're
just
coming out.
order those off the site, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Where is there?
Um,
I don't know if I have a link.
do you want me to resend it to you, Megan?
In your drive.
I can re-forward it to you. It's on the same drive that the last one I sent you.
Oh, okay, there.
If you go to the root of that, there's a books.
Yeah.
There's a books folder that has all the books in it. The game setting one has stuff that I've added. So some of the characters and Lisa, one of the ones that came up in the little thing I sent you is described in there as well. So they're basically just people I added to the setting and sort of organizations that you're going to be interacting with. So feel free to give that a read. And on the root of it, there's a couple of spreadsheets. One of it is basically just for my reference. It's pretty much set up like the one we have for Dresden. If you have a couple of minutes and someone doesn't have to of them right now. You can just fill in those details and that lets me see what everybody has. The other one is an influence tracker, and that's strictly for you. Track what your influence is like with all the various groups in Central UK.
Does that relate to reputations at all, or?
It's separate.
Okay.
The way influence, so your reputation might impact
Okay.
influence.
All right, yeah.
So when you get into good standing with a group or faction, you gain influence points, which you can trade for favors. Basically, you can have groups do things for you. So
Awesome. You put in a rep grind to your games, well done.
you know, I get a little OCD with this stuff.
Love it.
Okay. Any other questions? Is anything still? I mean, there's still going to be plenty that's
Probably
going to be
have
fuzzy.
questions when we're playing.
Yeah, there's going to be stuff that's going to be fuzzy, but
Yeah.
we'll figure this out together. The basic rules are pretty straightforward. There's not even an initiative role, which I don't know what we're going to do with that.
Huh?
Isn't it whoever has the most phrases or something? I thought I saw.
Yeah,
goes
basically.
first. Yeah.
And that also determines your actions. It's not technically, it's not a standard initiative roll because what you roll will depend on your approach, which is what actually.
Oh, right.
So you can do a social thing and be faster.
Thanks and exes and.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
How you doing, Amanda?
Yeah, she already had a bathroom break, and
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I read my secret letter.
We're making our own headcanon here.
Oh yeah.
That's what we've been doing since day one, man.
Amanda, you're visiting your mom on the 20th of October?
That's what I planned.
Why?
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Is that a
I'm about to
Saturday?
take this shit off, but yeah.
I'm sorry, what, Amanda?
Is that a Saturday?
As a Mac does when it's angry. What was that?
Is that a Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, thank you. What's the game called? No.
It has.
Liberty lies in my dish.
That's correct.
Lemons, and
Lies.
And
liars.
And
LYR.
that's not how you spell libation. Try to spell it with an H.
After a couple, we don't
One libation under God.
care.
Okay, whenever you're ready, John.
All good to go?
I think we're as good as we're gonna be.
Well, yes. As good as this table has ever been.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for one reason or another, all of you now find yourselves in the southern Castilian city of San Felipe, one of the largest cities in the entire country, booming center of trade and navigation, and a melting pot of pretty much every single culture you can think of, including some of the ones that are not as culture with the Vatican Church, including delegations from Ifrit in the south, the Crescent Empire, even a really strong delegation from the New World is set up in the Flower Quarter. The city is huge, it is sprawling, and it's constantly on the verge of erupting into chaos because at some point in time, the Gran Ducado of Gallegos used to be called Odiseo, and its inhabitants still call it by that name. To them, they're not part of the Castilian country, they are their own. So that made the crown double down on efforts to try to keep the peace, which in turn has angered the population even more. So San Felipe is also a den of criminals, smugglers, anybody, scum and villainy, anybody who's trying to stay away from the law, because here the population does not like the Inquisition and will fight them at every turn. That doesn't mean that they're not trying to roughhouse, and the Prophet's sword is very active trying to keep peace and order within the city. So this is the situation you are now stepping into. Many of you have traveled from other countries to settle down in San Felipe, and now find yourself with a very real situation, namely, how do I earn my keep in this city? Because I'm not going to be able to stay for free forever. Fortunately, with a city as large as this, there are plenty of opportunities. There's quite a number of mercenary bands. In fact, there is a registrar in the city that keeps a tab on all the officially sanctioned mercenary groups. People are hiring for jobs left and right, legal and otherwise, under, of course, the watchful eye of the City Watch and the Inquisition. So there are plenty of opportunities, and one of these hubs is a tavern that you've all frequented at this point, called the Lion and Lantern.
There's a few like elves in this game, apparently.
It's almost like there's a theme. This inn is basically a dockside bar, so it sees its fair share of travelers from all around, quote unquote privateers that come to take a rest while they're in between jobs. And so there is an inn as well, but the tavern is really where it's at. A lot of jobs get posted on that job board over there. The inn is managed by a couple called Mateo and Ines, who basically are a couple of middle-aged retired soldiers that now manage an inn, and this is a popular hangout for mercenary bands and people looking for work. One such job has actually attracted all of your eyes for various reasons, because it is posted by one of the most prominent trading companies in the area, Madame Salvadora's trading company. They are one of the most trustworthy companies in the area. They deal in pretty much everything, including, if you believe rumor, illegal goods. They take care of their employees and never shirk on pay. Usually they hire mercenary bands to do work, but this time they purposefully seem to be looking for individuals for a job with not a lot of information being posted, but among a sea of other jobs that involve go scared that dude up for me because he owes me money, this one seems like a very good prospect. So you are now in the Lion and Lantern, waiting for your contact to arrive to go meet with Madame Salvador's crew and talk details of this job. So before we go any further at this table, let's just go around and introduce who we have here.
Not me though, right?
Nope.
Okay. I can still introduce my character.
You
but
can't.
I'm not there physically.
What's the tavern? What's the interior of the tavern look like?
It's a dockside
Yeah, you know I'm
bar,
pulling
so
threads right now.
it's
Happening.
it's grimy and dirty. The sea air just tends to eat away at a lot of stuff. It doesn't stay clean super often because it's rowdy and loud. It has a fairly large ground level and then sort of a upstairs area, kind of a balcony that has a few more seated area, and then there's a staircase that leads to sort of the inn and the bedroom. But the pit at the bottom is where most of the action is happening. There's the job boards. This is where the alcohol is flowing pretty much 24/7.
Johnny, does your mother still hang out at dockside bars?
Shit.
Hold on.
It's weird, man.
Weird. Why are you weird?
Why is everything I say get scrambled?
There you are.
Because you're not enunciating.
Mumbler.
I said, Johnny, does your mother hang out at dockside bars?
Does your mother still hang out at dockside bars?
Oh.
My God, it's like I'm looking into a mirror.
Yeah.
See, when you enunciate, it's great.
Oh dear.
All right. So who do we have around this dirty table?
All right.
Oh, so we actually all am sitting at the table together?
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There,
Because
that's what I
we're
was
waiting
like.
for the same job.
Yes.
So Job was like.
Do we all have like the same like
the leaflet?
slip?
Basically.
Okay.
Suppose we pulled the tab.
Well, we're like,
tore it off and
Yeah. Nice.
Like, sit at table
Oh.
8. Okay.
You also have tab.
Thanks.
yeah.
I actually speak Western. I just realized.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Yes, I know. I looked down at my thing and went, ah!
Oh, sorry, we're in Castile. So, see?
What do I do? Not that.
Actually, you
I'm represented by an empty chair.
the hell do I speak?
if you have linguists, you speak everything.
I don't have that, but I do speak Montaigne about that.
Oh, there you go.
I
I
speak
old then.
Yeah, Oldfian or Surin and Dustin.
Old Thean is basically
Common.
it's
Yeah.
a common second Latin.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay, yeah.
actually know where this would be.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I just wrote it down, so.
No, I think it's our old thing
Yep,
Yeah.
plus you
and our native tongue.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I think
So,
I
yeah.
took dots in something that let me learn other languages also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what it was at
I
this
have
point.
a third language.
Scholarship?
Maybe, yeah, 'cause I think,
Scholarship.
I don't know, at some
Scholarship.
point I did a thing and it made
It's
me
a lore-
know
it's
2
a
other
lore
languages,
skill.
so.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense since I'm from Castile to know the 2 languages on either side of me.
I think it has something to do with extended family.
I don't remember how I did it, but it happened, and now it's real.
Well, in old
I'm
Thayan,
not concerned with this.
Yeah.
well, I use a Western word in old Thayan, which is ya, which
So we
everyone
just
kind of
basically
understands.
see her at the table and like, what language do you speak? Oh, I speak this. I don't know how to learn this language.
It's basically like how you break the ice, is what language you speak.
Use a melting pot, you might as well.
Do I know that the trading company? The trading company has a lot of different odd jobs. It's not always a ship.
No.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes they're just busy work, like, hey, we got a really big shipment and we're gonna need more dock workers.
Oh yeah, no,
Specifically
that's
for that.
totally what I would be doing to keep busy. Is just hanging around dockside bars, like my mother, and
Nice.
doing the odd job here and there.
It's kidding
Yeah.
now.
Suddenly see a child walk in that looks surprisingly like Tony's character.
Like,
There is child in bar. We must help it.
you're right. Get him a drink.
It's not as unusual as you guys are acting like it is.
No, that's what I said. Get him a drink.
He's by himself.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
he's fine. As long as he keeps his purse closed.
So to get everybody accustomed, why don't you give maybe your character's name, sort of basic rough description of what you look like, so people can get an idea and get that to gel.
I think. I think that's a long time ago.
I made a thing on my computer, but I don't have it on my phone.
So the Vestin, the obviously Vestin by his attire, demeanor, and accent, is a lean 5'10", 6'5" if you count the top hat with the teeth around the band, with feathers hanging off the back, crow and gull. Blonde, long, flowing hair. Full face of hair as well. Again, all blonde. Very expressive face underneath that fur. You see a silver chain necklace peeking out from underneath, a long white shirt, long leather bracers with back of wrist guards, nearly gauntlets, but hands stay uncovered. Dark red patterns scroll across the length. Not that, probably. A full-length to shins leather jerkin, loose fit, tan, 2 crossing belts, 3 pouches along the front waist, 1 drinking horn, 1 delicate long bone grip in a leather sheath. You don't know what is at the other end of it. You can tell he's got tucked into the sides, and behind him is a scramasax, which is a long, wide-bladed knife.
So he tucks to the side.
Again, whalebone grip. Mm-hmm. 4 hand axes, tusk handled. Thin leggings, high boots, black with tight red.
I didn't write this much about my character.
With
Yeah,
tight,
neither did
I
I.
don't think anybody did.
Jesus.
tight red fur trimmed, and 2 bone shafts poke out from the side of each of the boot.
Yeah.
Man, are you trying to be me or something? What the fuck is this?
I brought it.
I brought it to the table. Have it, friends.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here it is.
As you sit, he hands his drinking horn to one of the waitstaff, and they bring it back full of a frothy liquid, which he then begins to
Basically, dark-haired, intense.
enjoy
The
vigorously.
look was something.
But my next.
I mean,
Yes.
well, yeah,
We're gonna go around
I've
there.
got
Okay.
more, but yeah, that's good for now.
Your character name was.
So, I am.
Oh, nah, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
I am Maria Jimena del Guadalupe de Madrigal del Valle. You can call me Jimena.
Was that the first name?
Of course it was Maria.
It's my whole name.
Oh, very nice.
I'm sorry, what do you call yourself again? Just for Lisa.
Oh. So he hasn't said yet, but
Okay. Okay, but for me.
for OOC, Retheld is his proper name.
Okay, and
Sort of what I was prompting
Megan, what are you
in
going
case you
with?
had seen it.
Well, since
Think what you
Jimena
wanted.
Ximena.
I already forgot what you
X-I-M-E-N-A.
did. Well,
Phonetics.
Yes.
Sally.
my character's name is Marilena.
No, we're just gonna do names for now.
Okay.
Amanda. Amanda.
I had to run across the room. I thought that was going to take longer to get to me.
And we're just writing names down, and then we're gonna do the rest of
Okay. Evine.
the TV.
It's better I don't tell you how it's spelled.
All
Oh,
right.
because you're Irish, right?
Sick.
Yeah.
I've seen
Let's-
how it's written.
Spell
Unless
it.
you want to know.
How it's spelled.
AOI
Mhm.
O-I.
BH B as in boy
Like Siobhan.
Like my middle name,
Yeah.
Siobhan.
EANN.
You mean? Huh. Wow.
The AOI always makes an E. It's how Saoirse spelled also.
Sour oosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, C-O-R-C-A.
Yeah. You know, you'd think they could just use the letter E, but no.
Does the B make a B sound?
Yeah, BH makes a V sound.
Alright, so EV.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, how do you spell jail? G-A-O-L. How else would you spell it?
Okay, and I am Zhenya. Z-H-A-N-Y-A. Zhenya. Like I'm a spelling bee. Okay,
Right.
And all the answers are correct.
yes, okay.
Except when they're
Humana.
wrong.
Go ahead and take a turn.
So I'm Humana. Humana is probably about 5'7". She's kind of tall. She has super long, wavy, thick, dark brown hair.
Sick.
She's kind of golden olive complected. She's kind of chubby. There's a large array of food in front of her,
I hate my feelings.
but she just kind of. She's not like.
Rethel respects that.
Considering how much you're watching her eat, you feel like she should be chubbier than she is.
Right.
Probably a
But-
reason for
Got a
that.
lot of energy.
But
Literally. Literally.
and she's dressed in what you would basically kind of like this white kind of blousey top. She has a skirt, and then she has like a sash that's tied around it. It has fringe that hangs from the bottom. She's got a rapier at her side, and then like a little pouch hanging from a belt on the other side. That's very exciting. She basically has she has her sash, and then she has a belt that kind of hangs off her hip that has like random shit strapped to it, and also a rapier.
Pirate lass.
Kinda, yeah, but she takes pirate very seriously. Serious business.
Okay, so, I'm Zhenya. I come all the way from Sona. Just smiles anyway. Happily, just sweet smile. Zhenya is of average height. She's kind of stocky. She has a very kindly face and always wears a maternal smile. She has straight, long, honey brown hair that's just tied in a natural loose braid down her back, very plain.
Me?
The
I know.
So the character's name is Rethel. R-E-T-H-E-L-E.
Well done, me. Okay. She has grass green eyes that are creased at the edges from being overcrowded by her plump, rosy cheeks. She's kind of dressed like if you've seen other Usurans, she dresses more like a man. Loose trousers, sturdy boots, a vest over a loose sort of billowy shirt, pushed up at the sleeves with leather gauntlets at her wrists. She has a couple of what look like hunting knives, but not like, she's classically trained to use a sword. No, these are like survival things. You know, on her belt. She has a backpack that jingles, almost like she's got a lot of jars with her. It's just full of shit. And on her belt, there is a jar strapped to it that when she sits down, she takes out and puts on the table, and it's filled with lumpy, red, sticky goo that she literally just spoons out and puts on everything she eats. You want to try?
Okay. Is there like a free spoon or something, or is
Yeah,
there
well, she was just got a spoon in it, so she had you the whole jar.
he goes and he takes like a small thing of the spoon and he plops it onto his little tray next to it and slides it back in, and he.
It smells sweet yet coppery.
Oh, look at that.
And I'm like,
And very congealed.
ooh, ooh, and I'm like, can I have a little more?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it tastes like some of the other sauces we have. Good. Yeah, no, and I put another like glob on there. I'm like, I wish I had something to share. This is not.
Oh, smile!
No, it's like the blubber we would have on the ships, so it's pretty good if you mix it in with the others. It's good. Yeah.
Totally bonded over food.
Yes.
It's seal's blood.
That's exactly what. No, yeah, then you would recognize it. You're like, oh, seal's blood. They don't have that much around here. I mean, well, they killed them
I
anyway
carry
because
it
they're all
with
over
me
the boats.
everywhere. 'Cause no one has the right one.
Right, you'd have to make it yourself.
It's been so long.
I know.
You want to try? No, I'm okay. Okay.
Just like has a fort of food.
Yeah, she's been positioning it around herself. You're like,
Is
no.
it like more sweet or more
All right.
or
Amanda, the fourth person of the table.
I was like, she kind
So.
of looks like this, but Russian.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If I say words slowly, it won't freak out on me.
Yeah, that works. Enunciate.
Well, it's just every time I start talking, the video freezes.
Oh no.
I think it can't handle, like right now. It froze.
We've lost you.
Yep,
There you
that's
are.
what happens. And then it's okay. So, okay, there was the freeze. So now I'll start saying the important stuff. So, by all appearances, she does not look to be threatening in the least. Although you know the job that you have signed up for, or at least she is signing up for, is mercenary. She is very petite, framed, red hair, kind of wavy. Just looks happy and entertained with everything around. And I don't have a detailed list of her effects, but you figure there must be, like, either she's shown up to the wrong event, like maybe you don't know why she would be falling in with this crowd in this dockside bar, but here she is, and she's from the base Bizarro, Ireland.
Yeah.
And, Innismore.
Yeah.
And
Very clearly Inish, and you can hear it when she speaks.
yep. And has spilled one drink already, at least. And apologized.
Like
Wait.
at our table?
Huh?
Like at our table?
No.
Yeah, like she knocked over her own drink. Trying to reach for something.
Immediately starts to clean it up. And
Yeah.
just sets the cup back right and pats you on your back.
As you start to do that, a lady comes in, and this lady's she's about like 5'3", but she looks like she can about like bench press a horse. She just like comes in and like, she's wearing like a white cotton blouse that, she's filling. Them shoulders are squared up. She's got a nasty scar on the side of her cheek and what looked like maybe rope burn around her neck. And she's carrying about 5 empty mugs in one hand, and then she comes over and is like, "They need some help with that? Do we need to order more drinks?" Or Rethold, you would know her as Ines, one of the proprietors.
Oh, right.
And she knows you.
Oh, yeah.
You've had a tab at the establishment.
Oh, yeah.
So she tends to look at you when she approaches the table, as if,
Yeah, no, I'm like, no, I don't think we'll trust him with any more if she can't even hold on to it. Ha ha! No, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I hand her the
you got it.
the drinking horn as is my custom in this one. Yeah, no, she would probably, she would know me as one.
One.
I may have separately introduced myself. I'd introduce myself to you as Rethold.
Yes.
And mentioned something about being a northern cousin.
Yeah.
You would know me as Juan. And I would introduce myself to even as Sean.
Ryan?
There you go.
Spelled with
Have fun
10 letters.
collecting names, guys.
Nice.
Oh yeah, she
So
she would know me as Juan Mendez.
She fills your drinking horn back to the top. Then she pulls a knife out of her apron and just chops the froth off and just hands that right back over.
Ooh.
There you go, Mendez. Holler if you need more.
Go.
Thank you. I'll try not to spill this one.
She promptly brings one right back for you. Deposits it up front.
If you spill that one, we'd get you a mug with 2 handles.
Party laugh. They don't make the money.
She actually looks at you, Amanda, and is like, don't worry about it. By midday, we're usually swimming in sticky stuff in here, so whatever.
That's what I've heard.
I don't understand. What is these sticky things?
Oh, a number of things.
Have you not met the Volkers?
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yeah, it's beer and blood and a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Actually, yeah, if the ale actually started to leak over onto my side, it just drips onto the coat, onto the whatever. I'm like, this is the natural state of existence.
Right. The natural order of the world.
even if it
Yeah, she just, totally no, it's clean.
that would take you a long time in this bar.
So as
Anything worth doing is worth doing all the way.
Oh yeah, wait for you to see the hookers.
Just like
He meant to chuckles into her food.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do they look
as
do they
as he says that, and you turn,
like fishermen?
Yeah,
see
kind
very
of.
close to the bar, like at the staircase, like coming down, a very ample bosomed lady that just waves at you.
I nudge you and I go,
Oh.
sometimes they toss them back.
Just kind of happily like,
Don't wave too much more, she'll tell you how much.
how much to it?
Don't back there.
No, to
But she
hook
looks-
you, if you will.
She
Yeah.
looks so friendly.
Oh,
Jimena,
she's very
That's all
friendly.
part. Can't do it either. There's too many happening around. Mine.
Mine's
You're gonna
drifting.
sabotage
Mine's
each
drifting.
other.
Mine's drifting east as well. So like, I'm turning into Bartok half the time.
Totally burped.
Oh no, I'm not getting that far south, unfortunately. At least then I'd be in the same fucking.
That's on purpose.
Yeah. Jimena, the look on the woman looks like a vulture's, like she's zoning in on your table at this point.
Maybe she's just hungry.
I don't think so.
What makes
I'm
it
not sure why you're gesturing at my food.
Oh,
It is not for you to
Oh
gesture.
no, I do not. The whole game just gonna be like fuck. In what country we? No, we don't dress gesture at your food. I gesture at the lady. Maybe she is hungry. If we feed her, she'll feel better and she'll have a good day.
No.
Sure they didn't feel pizza already. Now I'm doing your accent. Fuck. We're all terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, fun times.
I have enough trouble with mine. I'm not gonna police any of yours. Alright, so as you drink and be merry and
Wonder what
you basically have to,
Yeah, I make
get
eye
Jenya to kind of pipe down because every time she points in that direction, like that lady at some point is just like leaning.
No, at
over
one
the
point I'll
railings.
make eye contact with her because I'm sure I've met her at some point already, and I'll just go like hard no, just no, pass, no, it's not gonna happen.
Looks
on
very
this one.
disappointed, but
Yeah,
moves
I'm
on.
like yeah.
Now she looks sad.
That seemed to be their natural state, unfortunately.
Oh.
Wah,
Are they like the French people? Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
I have to learn the names of these ones. Are they like
The Montaignes.
the Montaignes? Are they like Montaigne people?
Something so.
Oh, I feel very bad for her.
Although more Vodachi. Oh.
I was triggered and I'm not gonna
It's like my racism sins.
Like I feel the stirring in the force.
I feel if you had that, you could not exist in the modern world.
No, it would be bad. In any world, really.
So after a while of, getting to know each other and sharing a few drinks and being married, you notice somebody approaching your table that looks very out of place in the scenery.
Is it one of her people?
You can't really tell. So the person is sort of tall and willowy,
Pointing at it.
is dressed not overly fancily, but very properly, with a long coat, white gloves, and a cravat.
He's going to get dirty.
You're not quite sure if it's a man or a woman. There's hints either way, but the person looks. You can clearly see them sort of wrinkle their nose a little bit as they walk around.
Please let us know your pronouns so we can mark you properly.
He's not nice.
I asked.
Fair warning.
Yeah, person has long, sort of sandy brown hair, kind of wavy, tied back in a loose ponytail. You see that they're carrying what looks like a pair of very thin spectacles in one hand and trying not to touch anything. And finally steps closer to the table very quietly and lets out a barely audible couple of coughs.
Yeah, I like slide the little token or tab on the table a little pointedly and sort of glance up to see if that there's recognition there.
Is there an empty seat?
There is.
Oh, okay. I pull it out. Please, join us.
Thank you. I would prefer standing. You see.
Okay, and she stands.
I watch you stand.
You see a person sort of looking at the chair for a second.
I
and
look
is like,
back over.
No, I'm not sitting in that.
Okay. We stand.
Well, greetings. My name is Luna Maria. I am to be your guide. If you are ready, I will take you to Madame Salvador's estate.
It's got a river to run, and it gets to where it's going.
Yep.
And like while it's talking, I hook the drinking horn back on, and I also stand up and wait for it to finish.
Them.
Okay. They never specified, so.
Whenever you're ready, we have a carriage waiting outside to take you to the estate.
I would be very
One
short.
of the pouches on her belt.
I don't appreciate this.
Shows a couple of holes in it.
I know.
Has anybody moved to pay the tab at this point?
This is awkward.
Oh, what was
Yes.
Ines?
We're trying to get more boxes on the table.
Yes.
She comes like bustling through.
Oh no, yeah, like as soon as I make eye contact, I point at the table and I'm like, "That one's me." And I
She
go,
actually gestures, and Lena Maria actually says, "We'll take care of it."
"That one's her. Hit them." and I like mid-circle points back over. And then
She will do.
she needs. I will be right back. And then I hike back upstairs real quick, and I grab my pack, and I come on back down. Yeah. And I'm like, nothing for the road.
No thanks. I'll be fine.
Okay.
She leaves a small pouch on the table without waiting for the bill. And
I look at it like sideways. I'm like, yes, and I point like at the pouch because I know it won't be there unless you go straight for it.
Nope. No, you actually see her like peeking through, like she just steps up from behind the bar and she comes bowling.
Beeline, yeah.
There's a couple of chairs and a couple of patrons that sort of go bowling
in the wake
as she's coming through.
She has much energy.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Like I sort of like look, and as soon as you're like, I look over at the plates. I'm like, tasty.
Oh, sorry.
Good. I tell her I
Alright.
don't pay if it doesn't taste good.
You come out to the area, there's a couple of fist fights sort of going on outside. A couple of them have devolved from fist fights to hug fests as two very friendly sailors are basically just yelling at each other how much they love each other and how much they don't want to fight right now.
Oh,
And in the exchange, a big wet kiss.
they're so happy.
I like if you actually do this, I gently like put a hand on one of your arms to lower it just a bit, and I'm like, unless you want to hug for a long time, you might want to put the hands down.
The hugs are so good.
They will do more than hug. Put the hand down.
Well, that's what she had. It's like,
Admittedly, as a bear, you pretty much have weaponized hugs.
she basically is built like a small bear. She's
Just
just
like
stocky and like.
just transform into a bear and just hug them like shh. Accept hug.
Amanda's kind of built like a cat weasel.
I see a theme.
More like a cat
Other
otter.
characters?
They're my favorites. Shut up. But she's kind of tall and she is long. But there's just extra and pretty much everywhere.
She keeps breaking clamps on her tits with rocks.
It's a good one for furniture.
She's not a sea otter. She lies on her back and throws the rock in front of her.
I like that the image so took Tony that he could not get through it.
Is nobody really over at this moment?
So you come down to the scene, and it's, again, it's dirty and grimy. You actually
The
see
fanfic has all you can eat seafood.
you actually see three different people in three different spots, like pissing outside. Nobody's batting an eye. And then you see a very out of place carriage that is basically all painted in black and gold. And you're basically gestured inside.
Like for half a second, I'm gonna try and walk around it, and then I'm oh yeah.
Gets to it and just sort of like, oh, hold on.
Okay, Amanda just jumps right in.
She's like, oh no.
I'm like,
There's actually
Yeah.
wine.
if they didn't think about it beforehand, they will after. Go on.
It is so clean.
Not for mom. Get in.
Oh no. Okay.
Amanda's got
Ushered
her feet
in.
up on the thing.
Trying to take up as
Lean
little
back.
of the seat as possible. Like she's
I
on the edge.
both of us man spread in the fucking carriage.
There's just like one side where it's just the two of them.
No, she's like on one side, like you're like on one side with your boot up, and I'm like leaned on the boot, like, and then she's in the other corner, like.
My foot is
Like
like
just
on
barely
it.
perched on the edge of the seat. Like
Yeah.
Right.
oh, it's so fine. I don't want to make it rough.
Or you mean it's just
If it doesn't withstand, then it shouldn't be
yeah.
used.
Yeah. Smush in the corner.
You didn't notice her get in, but she's in the room.
You notice what?
You didn't notice, but she was already in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick.
All right. So you're taking.
Is she with us?
Yes.
No, as in little Maria.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
She actually sits with you,
Oh, I
very
that makes-
straight,
That makes some room.
very straight, and but doesn't really mention anything. There's actually wine in the carriage.
That's too nice.
Yeah, I'm like, refill for me, please.
It's too nice. No? So it's very kind of you.
Yeah. She's very. Dinamari is very unintrusive. She's just letting you.
It is too
Wine
fine for
show.
my mouth. It won't. It will be wasted upon me. Please help yourself. Drink.
You are taken on a ride that leaves the dockside in the crappier part of town and goes into more well-to-do, where there starts to be some more sprawling estates, gated courtyards, and you finally stop in front of a very high wall where a wrought iron gate is open for you. You're taking through a very peculiar garden, in the sense that there's all the usual greenery, but there's statues and ornaments that you may not be immediately familiar with. And if you'd like to roll on that to see what those might be,
As we
absolutely.
I
can.
don't know.
go through the gates, I go, this is the nicest prison I've ever been to.
One
Okay.
day you'll be a statue.
And I
So-
and I see the statues, I'm like, I guess, and I'm like, those I guess are the is it Ekmet or Ekmet?
Mhm.
Those must be Ekmet
Sekhmet.
statues or Sekhmet statues.
I know. So
What would you
Well,
roll?
we've heard about it, like
Yeah,
like,
you-
the,
you-
like the legends.
You know a bit about Madame Salvador
yeah.
and how unapologetically Sekhmet she is.
But I don't know which they are, so
So basically, they're effigies. They're hidden southern imagery.
sick. I bet the Inquisition loves her.
Is it full of like weird plants?
There's odd ones that you've never really seen
Fucking
before.
palm trees.
She's just like leaning on like, what is this bird? What is these plants?
That's right. There's like a big cat like close to where the gate is supposed to be. And you're finally taken not to the front gate, but sort of to the side to another entrance, where you are ushered through a door, up a couple of flights of stairs, and then another pair of big double doors that lead into a very fancy office, decorated much like the garden, and painted almost exclusively in black and gold.
Jones was just hanging out in the room.
I know, I was thinking that exactly.
In the room
Yeah.
is a very tiny lady dressed in the finest Castilian dress of a deep, deep, deep blue. The lady has golden brown skin and jet black hair that is just starting to show streaks of silver and gray. Her jewelry seems to match the decor. She's sitting at a very ornate writing desk, holding a quill and writing a couple of things, and she immediately pipes up. The desk is almost like, here, she looks like tiny in there. You almost think that when you come in, you almost see her like jumping off the chair. She's about like this tall. And she approaches and looks absolutely overjoyed to see you.
Yeah. So does she like meet us partway through the hall?
Absolutely, she just jumps off the desk.
Okay, cool.
And immediately just exclaims, "Oh, good, good, good! You're here. Please have a seat."
And there's like cushions and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
or whatever else.
There's
Like,
cushions. There's like expensive like love seats.
so as soon as she says that, I just drop my pack right on the floor, and I like salute and I say, "Lady or Miss Santiago, pleasure." And then and I go, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And they're like, "Juan Mendez." And then I find myself a nice high cushion and sort of plop on that and man spread.
She sort of approaches you and then hands out her hand, which is very tiny.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I stand up like and then kiss it, and you know, because I've seen the customs, and then when she moves off from me, plop back down.
And she just said, please, stand on the door.
Okay.
Please make yourself comfortable. Can I get you anything?
No. Thank you. No, I am happy right here. Thank you. And she's just in a corner standing like.
I think an eyelid would make her crazy. Eyelid, all the little black things, the little hole.
Olive.
Oh wait, I got the wrong region.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're
Maybe
not
a date?
Right.
in Spain.
Yeah, but yeah.
Southern Spain has dates.
You have those
We'll be
here
from
because
Africa.
we're pretty close to Badache.
You have dates in
They're all
Africa and like that.
Yeah, because dates are Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They would come from the northern.
I was trying to think of something they could offer you from her homeland that
Yeah.
would freak you out.
Dates.
Oh,
Absolutely.
dates. Yeah, dates would be perfect. Yeah.
You hand her a dot, it would
Bad
probably
dates.
Dot.
Oh, Lina Maria, can you make that happen? Bring us some wine too, will you? And the good stuff.
a date, a dude, what are they? The little fruit things.
It's just
Date, cool.
She
it's
steps.
so happy just watching you two talk.
Right.
Like,
She actually sees how uncomfortable you are, and then she comes towards you and just like grabs your hand into hers.
Aw.
And she's just, don't worry, this is all of this stuff just landed in here, like in this office. It's gonna be gone next week. Feel free to sit.
once again, just finds like a chair, just like almost like not even like just squatting over it, like
Nice cover.
Just hover, but
strong ass fucking legs, like
right. You're doing your iron
Like when you're
stand.
in a questionable public bathroom.
yes.
Hover, but
I'm comfortable. Thank you so much.
she actually passes by you and just she touches you on the shoulder, and you're surprised at how hard she pushes you down. Like, see, it's not that hard. You're good. You're good.
Okay. There's so little fear in here.
And then she pulls a chair, which you remark is actually like shorter than the other one, so her legs don't dangle from it,
Smart.
you know, very, very improperly. So she just like takes a very proper sitting once everybody is comfortable. And
I'm guessing Evine
Sitting
Like-
cross-legged.
kisses her hand and sits like much faster than anyone notices.
Yep.
Like, love it.
seeing the trend. All right, so I know you're probably very busy. Thank you so much for taking the time. I will get right into the thick of it, just for everybody's sake. As you've seen from the files, and I will admit, Lina Maria did a little bit of screening. I hope you don't mind. Quite a few more people have applied for this work that were, shall we say, less appropriate. So we're glad to have you four here. I have a little bit of a situation that I could use your help with that is a little bit on the delicate side. From my understanding, you seem like folks that can maintain some discretion and can take to a task.
I'm not very delicate, but I know to not say things. There was a little fly.
Okay, I just saw it.
I didn't know if that was a character or not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, as soon as she starts saying that, I'm like, I look down at myself, I look over at her.
just want you to know what you need. I will do my best for helping you.
Like inside my head, I'm like, me and Zapier will see ourselves out. You be delicate.
So, I need a little bit of help recovering something that I've recently had imported. There's been a little bit of a snag at one of the docks, and now my shipment is being held. Normally, I would go to one of the mercenary groups for this, but groups that are officially registered might take a little bit of objections to that because, well, I will be quite honest. This is something that is skirting the law a little bit.
But if they took something from you,
Can I check
then we can take it back.
like what sort of vibe I'm getting from this cargo she's talking about? Like what?
Sure. Yeah.
What
You
am
can.
I? Yeah, I've got notice 2.
Okay.
I've got empathy 1. I don't know.
Yeah. Go with notice. Notice since it's higher.
Panache or wits? Or wits? 3. Wits notice?
Yeah, I would go with wits and notice.
Oh, why? Okay. So let's see. That's 2 raises.
2 raises.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough for you. It's probably some sort of hot cargo.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. That's not much more than I.
No, you're not quite sure. Normally, she probably has some enforcers on payroll to deal with this sort of stuff. It's probably hot enough that she can't directly involve it.
And it's probably not more of this shit because she's probably already got a direct line in on that. No one blinks twice when she brings in stuff from Second.
Yeah. It's probably something that's illegal, and you can assume probably will get her in trouble with some of the authority, which probably something illegal for the Inquisition.
But if it was yours and they took it, we have to get it back.
I think that's where she's headed. Yes.
If it were that simple. So I did a favor for some of my contacts because, this is part of business. Forging good relationships means going out on a limb for somebody. And unfortunately, my ship is currently being held at one of the docks. There has not been a search warrant yet, but it's only a matter of time until we finally manage to obtain it, at which point Governor Perez's men, as well as the Prophet's sword, are probably going to be all over the ship, and I would rather avoid them finding my cargo inside.
So is someone going to acquire the merchandise on the ship while it's being held? Is that what sounds like is going to happen?
That's what I'm fearing. I need somebody.
Oh, I meant like before that. I'm like trying to figure out what the job is.
Right. So.
Am I already getting a hero point for this shit?
For sure.
My Arcana is the devil. Trusting. Receive a hero point when you accept someone's lie or lopsided deal. Yes, I help you. Yes.
Yes. I haven't heard the detail. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll do
you
it.
need help. I help.
The work would be to enter my ship, recover the cargo in question, and leave the ship with it. The rest of the shipment, I care very little about.
But it won't be there.
When this begins.
That's right. Some of the things in it is a little bit questionable, but this is something that could be dealt with finally. The specific cargo I am referring to could land us in a lot more trouble.
We don't want you to get in trouble.
No, yeah, no, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Does anyone pipe up like real quick with any thoughts after she sort of says that?
What do you mean?
Rabbit?
No.
Okay. So if there's like a pregnant pause, I'll go, well then, I think maybe me and you should have a little fun on the dock where the guards are, and the ladies can go get on the ship and see what they can get while we are having a chat with the guards.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can chat with people.
Oh yeah, I bet.
One time, goes into a monologue about how she went over to the neighbor's house and spent 20 minutes talking to their kid. The kid didn't say anything.
I smile
So we just had a
and
huge
nod,
conversation,
and
we
I-
just
and
kept
I
going to the other
lean,
side of the conversation,
and I go,
and everything was really cute. Oh,
Evie.
Yes?
No, go ahead, keep going.
oh. And the child was so cute. And I just
Do you
I wanted
agree
take her home
to
and
Salvador
bake her
is
bread
just-
and-
Do you
Like
agree
hands
that
smiles.
you would be good
Yes.
on getting onto the boat?
She's like, no.
We could do that.
Like, bring me some my friends.
Okay, I'll let you two figure that out, and I've gestured
Then
towards
have me here, because I know I need to be here. I need to be here. I help you.
Jimena.
I need to help people. Smile.
Right.
I
So-
love that story.
Me too.
Reminds me of a song,
Since,
Oh?
but I won't sing it.
Oh. Like I'm genuinely interested in you now. Like this is the first thing that I've cared about the entire. Like you sing.
But Madam
Oh, I
Zelda,
do, yes.
the things. We can hear you sing
please,
later.
please. Go ahead.
You can sing. Such a happy sound.
Right.
I don't know what she says.
Those different cultures.
So she sings a short tune that's vaguely related to your story.
How lovely.
Rethel like sagely nods, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, oh.
Now, there are a couple of hiccups, as you can probably imagine.
You need salt water.
It is possible. Oh yes.
The ship is on salt.
For if you have the hiccups, the way you get rid is with the salt water.
Yeah, you need to be aware for that sort of thing to happen moving forward.
She generally just paused for a second. And said, oh no. Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks. Sure.
I'm like, how do these other ladies not get that this is this bumpkin? This is, come on, guys.
Yeah. I would prefer secrecy be maintained as to what my cargo is.
We won't even know.
Lina Maria will provide you with a very precise map of where to find it. But in case you don't make it to the cargo before you get there, we won't tell you exactly what it is. Let me just say we'll be apparent when we find it. That way, if you do get captured, you generally will not know what we're looking for.
Well, that's a really matter.
Yeah.
On the offside, because I do realize I'm offering quite a lopsided deal, if you do complete this task, I'm willing to offer my patronage, employment, or a potential support if you'd like to open your own mercenary company. I'd be happy to discuss those terms with you, and we'd be happy to draw a contract right here on the spot if that sounds like something you would offer.
Don't need anything. I help you. You've been so nice to us.
Get your healing point. at this point. You've
Okay.
jumped both feet in. It's like, I don't need anything.
No.
No, genie, I don't want your wish. I just wanted you out of this land.
Yeah. Where do I put your place? Is there like a box?
Yeah, just mark it somewhere in your notes.
Okay.
Again, I may have similar kinds of tasks in the future. If you are so interested. But again, I won't hold you accountable for that. If you feel that it's the kind of work you would like to do, I'm more than happy to put you in my employ with
They're so nice.
as much freedom as you'd like to be.
Well, the boat's not going anywhere. Let's get going.
Okay. Come, Evie.
All right.
Looks around for her.
She's already at the door.
Oh, okay.
Yep, she's outside the door.
He's trying to wipe off the chair, trying to straighten it.
You'll put someone out of work. They have someone
Oh
to do
no!
that. Yes.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
Sit in it
Sit
again.
Oh.
Okay, that's bad. You can fix it now.
Now, don't make them late off work. Come
Okay,
on, man.
okay.
There's a bane right in his head, like visibly seen.
Remind me sometime to tell you when we get greenhorns on the boat. It takes a lot of patience. Well, then you should be happy someone did not throw you. Well, some of us get thrown overside to learn how to swim. So
They're so friendly. They just talk to each other. I love it.
as you argue leaving the room, Lina Maria actually leaves with you and then hands you a couple rolls of parchment.
I don't even look. I even divert Zevia,
You don't care about time.
Genya.
I even divert Jenya, like, for a hot second. I'm like, just let me know which dock.
And Blanca. I'm not gonna bother to learn how to pronounce that name.
She hands you over a couple scrolls and basically says the dock number and information on the ship, as well as a map of the cargo, and find out exactly where it is. Once again, go to the location drawn to the map. You cannot miss it.
Chose it to. I mean,
Well, tell me the story about your cousin again.
Oh.
Yeah.
was cleaning her, like, under her nails with her knife. Oh, they'll tell me where to go. I don't know how to do these things. I can find it.
I know, yeah.
I can find things. No. I can find things. You'll tell me where to track them. If they have the footprints, I find it. But I don't understand these lines.
While she tells me about her cousin,
Yeah.
I'll like look up every so often, like, dock number.
Yeah.
And so she gives me the dock number.
You basically have all the information. The ship has been moored, it looks like, for a couple of days. They're probably waiting for proper paperwork to come in. Repto, you've been in town for a little bit, so you've taken the lay of the land. You know that specifically the captain of the city guard is very careful to play things by the book. So he's not going to rush into this without all the proper documentation. Governor Perez is not super popular around here, and he's not even seated in San Felipe. Which he takes it on himself to not try to give people a excuse to get pissed at the authority. Of course, if the prophet sword is involved, they're probably going at this completely the opposite, which means if they have a chance, they will break in and try to find proof of contraband on that ship.
Before we even get to that street, I look over at the ladies and I go, about how much time do you need? Or should I wait a bit until we start saying hello?
How much time do we need?
Maybe.
Around about 10 minutes. Maybe 5.
Enough time for a
More
drink.
than
Come here.
5.
And I pull her into the nearest tavern,
All right.
and I walk over to the bar, and I put down
He's
some
so
coins.
friendly. I'm so happy I've made a new friend.
Oh yeah, great, thanks. And I put down like a coin on the bar. I'm like, 2 to go. Or I hand the horn. I'm like, fill that. 1 more, please.
Oh wait, I have one too. And like clunk, rattle, pulls out like this stein. It's
I
like
think the other
the
one has
size-
come back by now.
like the size of her face. Like I have my own cup too.
Pour it in, and I put it on the bar, and I go,
Perfect.
Oh.
and I like start picking stuff up off the bar, putting it back in your back. I'm like, dude, we can walk with that then.
Oh.
And so,
It's not full.
no, because we didn't pay for that
Oh,
much.
here you go. Feel.
Yeah, you get full tunes. Like, all right.
Yes.
Failed all the way
Cheers,
to the
the
top.
friend.
Cheers! And I like clink, and I start walking. I'm like,
Ah.
come on, let's go.
Like already done with half of it. Let's go.
All right.
So excited.
So 2 of you are gonna be sneaking in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you arrive close to the ship, you see a little bit of bustle actually on the ground and leading up close to where the gangplank is at. You see a very tired looking gentleman who you assume is the ship's captain, just standing there weathering people talking at him. You see 2 people in city guard uniforms sort of trying to keep this whole situation from going anywhere else. You see a few sailors and some even like drunkards who are like dockside over there that are kind of, being onlookers. And you see 3 people wearing red and black outfits. Jimena, this is the Prophet's sword. This is the sword arm of the Inquisition. And they're there, and they're in the face of a couple of the sailors. The tone is escalating. And you see that the city guards are sort of trying to be like, oh, no, please not on this shift. Like, just wait till tomorrow morning before this actually explodes.
Hey, Blanca. That's you, Amanda.
Hey, what?
The goal of this game is now to figure out which Blanca
Hey, white
Jimena's
girl.
talking about.
Órale, güera.
Yeah, basically. I don't like. You sure about that? I'm not gonna bother with that. Are you sure about that 5 minutes?
Maybe not so sure anymore.
Well, we gotta try.
Yep.
Because that's not shit we want to deal with.
That's right.
Agreed.
If both of you want to make me a wits plus notice roll to try to look at the ship and figure out.
I have a small problem.
Someday.
Yep,
Your character sheet is gone.
I have a link to it.
Yes, that's what I thought. Because I know I've sent it to you, but there's no record of it that I have.
Okay,
I have the thing that I wrote out, but not like the
let
sheet.
me resend you the link. I think you sent it to me on Messenger.
Yeah.
I will re-forward it to you. There you go.
Either way, that's true. I got 2 raises.
2 raises, okay.
And also, how do I roll?
So you roll wits and notice.
They're D10s.
All D10s, right? So on your sheet.
Okay.
So you roll all of those dice, and basically you're trying to make raises. So you group them together to make groups of 10.
Okay.
A group of 10 makes a raise, so you just let me know how many raises you got.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
Woo! Getting
Gotta fold it. Okay, well, old school lazy. No drafting.
yes.
Do I have to roll something now, or should I wait?
We can do it.
I don't know what I'm rolling, so just saying. Notice.
Yep.
And what?
I have 3 raises.
Oh, very nice.
Whoa.
It's all in this book.
So between the
It
two
just
of you,
clicked right now.
Zevia?
Genya.
Jenya.
Genya.
Zima. Got it.
Zena,
Nice cat.
yeah, Zelda.
Yeah. You'll learn.
Okay.
It just
All right.
clicked, but I'm
I
like,
will-
no, I have
I
all
will
this written
send
down
you-
somewhere.
You can totally
In the
me,
book
I
that was
just
made
realized
from
I could've done
apples.
that too.
Yep. I will send you what you got. Okay, so
Yeah, it's made from recycled apples.
okay, between the two of you, you start to look at the both and you start to compare like what you're seeing, and what you're realizing is that the thing causing the city guard so much dismay is actually a boon for you, because if you use cover of night, you might be able to sneak in the back and basically climb the ship from the back rigging while nobody is looking and sneak on your board.
So Xenia and I are watching the situation, and I go, one more, and then I or one more sip, and then we both, and I'm like, okay. So I take my last pull, and I go, let's say hello, and I start walking up with purpose, and I go over to a guard.
Just happily follows along.
Or so I want to try and put us downwind of the boat,
Okay.
so that any guard or inquisitor there will be looking away from the boat.
Okay.
Is there like a particular person stationed off to the side or something, or?
There's one of the city guards that's kind of watching incoming traffic over there.
Cool.
So yeah, you can position yourself in that fashion.
I tap his shoulder and invested loudly. I'm like gesticulating at the inquisitors very poignantly.
Mm-hmm.
I did it, like question noises, and I'm like,
What are you actually saying though? Because I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Who are the pretty people in the red and black?
Okay.
Those are very nice. How much for their clothes? Do you know if they sell them? They seem to be busy, but if you can ask them over, it'd be very nice.
Okay. So
Just watch all that like, huh, it invest into you. I can go ask if you want me to go ask. I go look at the people.
Invest, I'm like, don't interrupt them while they're talking. Although,
Oh, you're right. I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
Oh, maybe you should tell him about your cousin.
Okay. Turn.
Yeah.
Unleash.
And then I start like, sort of like, woo woo at the Inquisitors. I'm like, hello.
yeah. Like it takes a couple times, man.
Yes.
What is
Whoa.
happening right now? Like
It just
like
like
start to turn around.
waving high.
Roll me a panache
Hell yeah.
plus let's go with perform.
I'm just having a good old time. I'll just put up my gun.
Heck yeah. Sick. Oh, math. That's definitely 3. Wait, can you? Yeah, I think I have to think. I think it's just 3.
You got 3?
I think that's the most I can get.
That's
right?
still
like
enough.
without 10s.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's enough for you to gain an opportunity.
Oh,
So you realize there's onlookers, there's people sort of staged there, right? And they're kind of like, oh, what are you doing, right? Like, and they sternly started, you know, he listened to you scream in your moon language. He had no idea what you're saying, but you realize that you're riling them up too. Like they're just like, yeah, no, he's right, and they're basically just like lifting up, and they're starting to like go around the Inquisitors and like push them back a little bit. They're like, no, what are you doing here? He's right, and, you know, like they have no clue.
And like invest, and I'm like, no. I want to know where they got their clothes. I don't.
And it's just enough that people are sort of like, oh my god, like what is happening right now?
Does he look distressed?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
I'm just a little like, oh no, that's not what I meant. But it's
Oh, more people will hear the story. Oh, everyone, come here.
And they're not violent about it. They're just like, no, that absolutely. Right, you know, you should be accountable, right? Like they're no clue.
I'm taking the car to a doctor's appointment in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't sure if you remember.
Yeah.
I forgot.
All
Luckily,
right.
I already stopped eating. That's okay.
Himena and Evine, you see this brouhaha happening, which will give you a free opportunity for your sneaking up, because right now people are really not paying attention to the ass end of that boat.
Gives one of the guards one of these and like throws him forward.
Right. And the Inquisitors look very confused, because on one end, they got the Castilians like sort of shouting at them, and on the other side, everybody seems like friendly, and it's like, what is going on? Like, they live in the world of confusion. Right
Oh, the happiness.
All right. So
United
for
Nations
two
over here.
sneaky members,
Yes.
go with a finesse plus hide.
Okay.
What do these things mean?
I got 2.
Okay.
3.
Why do you keep beating me at this?
Very sneaky.
And you both got a free raise from the group, sort of pulling all the aggro to the front of the boat. So you managed to jump up, and you'll notice that a couple of the guys that normally would be on the boat, sort of checking, you know, those railings, have actually moved up front and are peeking over to the side to figure out what is actually happening up there. So you have an opportunity in that you, with another finesse plus athletics roll, you can make it straight to the hold without breaking stride.
catch that rabbit.
It cut out just at the best part. So I want to say it again.
What roll, John?
Finesse plus athletics.
That's pathetic. Oh, I am not athletic.
Suddenly, everything's going so good, and suddenly, God!
Right?
On her face.
Just bowl on that.
Just one raise.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jimena just passes you full sprint and just like does like a slide into the whole door and just vanishes into the darkness. And then you're still making your way over there, and then you see Jimena's head sort of peek out from behind the door again, like, okay, you're still there. And then you catch up to her.
Have short legs.
But you're now both in the hold. most of the noise is coming from outside. It is very quiet in there. So you can probably make your way if you know where you're headed, because right now it is pretty dark down there.
I have a personal prediction. Since we arrived at what's her name's Alice, that exactly what this cargo was, what it looked like, and in what configuration. And I'm waiting for it to happen.
I
Sorry.
imagine the silver monkey.
No. No.
Can't call
And I'm not going to say anything, and I'll just wait for it to happen.
I think I have a feeling.
The weird animals.
No.
We'll see.
All right.
I have the entire thing pictured in my mind.
You
It's
won't
great.
have too long, because the hold with the map you can navigate, and you're actually, since you're looking at it, Jimena, like this ship is packed, right? So you're actually pretty happy that you have a pretty good map with there, because there's shit everywhere, and it's not packed necessarily like in even rows, right? Because all the boxes are different size, and so you finally get to where you're supposed to be, and you turn a corner to a box, and you reach an area of the hole that has basically a hole where a large box should be. You see a bedroll, and you see a very worse for wear looking lady curled up on the floor. She looks like she hasn't eaten in a couple days.
Is she nude?
No.
All right. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'm not nude.
I was expecting a naked woman in a box.
Fifth element.
No, it's not Outlaw Star, nor is it Serenity. But that's what I was waiting for.
I just
Yes.
it was Sally.
Exactly.
Close.
Naked in a box,
All right.
like Serenity or Outlaw Star.
I
Clothes,
see.
but no shit, no cigar. Not quite naked. But this lady has seen better days. She looks like she hasn't drank water in a couple of days.
Am I expecting somebody in particular, or just
No.
people? Okay. When I see people there, I straighten as best I can, and I say, "Are you with Salvadora?"
Say.
Yes.
And I am your cargo. My name is
Oh, exciting.
also, you will have some water. I am so thirsty, so thirsty.
I might. Search for a flask.
I've got bread.
I have much food.
Have booze.
Bread and wine and whiskey and hardtack.
As soon as I'm given some liquid, I just chug that. I'm just like, "Ah," almost pouring all over my face.
That's a little uncomfortable.
Which is funny because wait till she sees you eat.
Jimena and Evine, it makes sense because now you realize that the boat has been sitting in dock for a couple of days. So our rations probably ran out a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I was expecting to pick up a little bit sooner, but I'm glad you're here. Now let's get out. I heard a lot of noise there.
Okay. Well, at least we don't have to carry you.
Oh, okay. That's what that means. Okay.
You don't have to swim.
What would I use for swimming? I'm athletics like a little bit.
Yeah, you can basically wade. You haven't done it in a long time, and right now you're not in your best shape. I mean, you can try it.
I will definitely make do if I have to.
Well, I suppose we should scope for a way back. Best way back out.
Jimena is nonplussed. She was not expecting to have to get a person.
It was supposed to be cold.
Well, let alone the fact that it's like a clearly emaciated person. It's like, How we have to get you out of here? Are you slow?
Do your legs work? Or you
I
just
mean,
made
when
two
I stand up, it's like wobbly for a bit, but I don't have pride that I try not to show it. What the fuck?
Not right now.
Okay.
So I want to. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. What did everybody write as their concept for their character?
Mala Alchemista.
Mine's blank.
What?
Hers is blank.
Oh, mine
Is
says
it honestly blank?
On the character sheet, it is blank, but I
Yeah.
think I wrote it in the explanation Word doc. So hold on.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and mine says fate touched activist.
Wandering Vestin.
One bear short of a picnic. She's missing her little sister, so she's one
Aw.
Although I just realized that mine's close to Wandering Oaken, so
Okay.
Oh, I have a thing. Does this thing let us like argue for traits to work for things that they normally wouldn't work for? Because I have super resolve right now.
I'm gonna walk out of this fucking shit
Sure.
with my head
Yeah.
high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, you can't. And in fact, the fact that you have that lets you sort of circumvent your.
I have something called indomitable will. I don't know what that means though.
It's one of the advantages.
Yeah, I figured I could find it in the book.
It's on.
did you take it from a thing?
149.
Oh,
Thank
it's like
you,
an early one.
Amanda.
Oh man.
Thanks, Jackie.
At least
No.
that's where advantages start. I think.
Unless Goju. So does not apply currently unless
Yeah.
unless Humana decides to put moves on you.
I do, but I actually eat it slower than I drank.
Right.
It'll just make Humana feel better, so you eat.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Because it actually feels like, okay, maybe you got strength or whatever.
Thank you.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Right.
Do you need help?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Humana goes first.
Yeah, there's a conversation happening outside, and as you start to approach,
Trying to teach the guards how to sing a song, you Zurin. Okay.
yeah, it's happening in about 3 different languages.
Yes.
So you're not quite sure exactly what happens, but you know the commotion has taken. Okay, so there's people between you and the gangplank, so leaving the boat, you would have to come from where you started, which means climbing down the rigging down to the dock.
I mean, in my mind, I'm just like, I can't do this. I don't deserve to be free. So, we're doing this.
Your
Is there-
resolve is augmented right now, right?
Not really. I just have a lot of it. How do you do that?
So we need to distract some people that are on the ship. Is that what I heard?
You're teaching the guards.
So everybody's already pretty much distracted by what's going on with them. Is there anybody else that we need to like maybe people that have lost interest or that we need to like extra distract that no one
Not in particular right now. If you move swiftly enough, you might be able to get off the boat.
Suppose you just have to not fall.
Swift away.
yeah.
And
I'll explain to our new cargo our direction and how we're getting off the ship and how we got on and etc.
I finish my food and say, I'm ready as I can be.
I know you will. That's never been in question.
Alright, let's go.
Like at some point, I'll
She's
ask.
already eating it.
I will like try and like. I will actually like, if I can, touch a guard and like sort of square them up to me and like try and find one that fits my build, and even like compare one of the Inquisitors that sort of fits my build and be like, how much for your outfit? Like,
Right.
But but always invested.
Right.
Like I like it. Like I like a.
That gets an immediate reaction. Like, don't touch my clothes.
Oh no, I'm trying to see if it might fit me. You know, I want to. How much is it? You know, it's a very nice outfit. Like these are a little wet worn, but you know, and like well that clothes, dirty.
Got all her people swaying, girls when I'm the
Right. Both of you, Wrestle
Oh, my people fucking love me.
and Jenya, roll me a wits plus notice.
Sick.
No, I've had that many notice.
Sick. Oh.
So a 0
Counts as
10.
as a 10.
There's one. There's one raise.
So the skull is a 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we have special dice for us.
Yeah.
There's one raise because it's a 10. Yeah.
And then I can explode the 10.
No.
No. Okay, so 2 raises.
Only certain things give you explodes.
At 2.
2, 3. 3? Okay.
Almost 4.
You don't notice any commotion. Everything is going on as it seems, and your group is happy as it could be. And they're like, "Hey, this lady's great."
Does anyone even tell me their clothes?
Especially like 3
Can anyone even understand me?
drunkards like are just joining.
Let's dance, everybody.
They're like, "Oh fuck, this is awesome!" You know.
Trying to get them all in a circle. Oh, like this.
As you have the conversation, you notice in the corner of your eye, top corner of the boat,
See them moving?
you see them moving, and you notice 3 shadows instead of 2.
Okay, cool. There's all kinds of different cargo. Whatever. Yeah, does anyone understand me out here?
No.
Just me.
There's just no one person. They're like, and a couple of the Prophet's Sword guards are starting to get pretty condescending about it, and they're starting to talk
Slowly and loudly.
We don't understand you. Like,
And I smile like that. I'm like, oh, good, great, yeah. No, I think you'd fit, but like, you know, maybe I could get yours and let it out.
Yeah.
And like,
the frustration is boiling,
Yeah.
but the murderous intent has gone down. So everybody's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like I'll even pull out like coppers and be like, yeah, no, like you know, for your clothes, or you know, like gesticulate. I'm like, it's nice, it's good. Look it up.
All right. Finesse plus hide to all of our
Our
folks trying
sneakers.
to get out of that boat.
You don't want to be on a boat.
All right, not this boat.
Do I get to do my thing or no?
You do.
Gratifying sound, rabbit.
It is.
2 raises.
Dice can you add?
How many?
It depends on how successful you are.
I mean, because like I've really only got 1, but then I have like a 5, a 3, and a 2.
So that's 2. Those group
Counts.
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have 2.
Okay.
I have 1.
Okay.
Amanda?
Your lack of
She
breath
has
throws off your
2.
balance.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
I was listening
We're having a
because I can't.
Yeah. One second.
You don't have that pawn in your pouch anymore, so it throws off your weight distribution.
That's right. Like, oh, I shouldn't have given that bread a balance. I'm just pulling.
I almost had 2.
Okay, yep.
So I was reading my advantages, and I had Riot Breaker and Demon Breaker.
I have cast iron stomach. I can eat literally anything.
I don't ever get drunk.
Wow.
Ever.
To get yourself an extra raise. Down.
I have an extra one. What do we do with that again? I can do it to other people.
Well, yes. You can apply it to your own action and to somebody else.
I mean, can I use it to read? I mean, I can totally read people's arcana to see what I got to work with.
Sure.
So that would, I think both.
You'll have to pick one
Oh,
person, but you'll get both. You'll get both arcana, but for one
Okay.
of the two people accompanying you.
Okay, odd is going to be. Okay, I guess I'm reading now. What are your arcana? I don't think you can see me do that, right? That's
virtue
not
and hubris. No.
My arcana is a fool, and my virtue is that I'm wily, and my hubris is that I'm curious.
virtue. Wily.
There's everything that look like we shouldn't touch them. Don't point them out to them.
Right. So,
There's no reason that.
Marilena, you take
I'll be
just
like,
a quick moment as Jimena is starting
What's
to
this
go
lever?
over
Oh,
the
yeah, pull that
rigging
lever.
and down the boat. You basically take like just a quick moment and you slow your breathing and close your eyes for a second. And when you look at it, you can basically, for just 1 second, see all the strands connecting everything around. You see the image of the fool sort of playing around in the field, throwing a bindle over his shoulder and leaving on a journey, fuck knows where.
Alright. Anyway.
Right. You actually see a few strands from Jimena that go somewhere else here in San Felipe. Some of them just reach out into the nether somewhere else. And then it's gone.
Alright. I don't pause any further than I needed to do that.
All right. If you have at least one raise, you manage to climb down the boat without falling into the water, dangling awkwardly from the rope. You have to, if you only have one, then you have to take your time a couple of times just to rebalance and come out.
Scramble down that rope.
You can Spider-Man your way down fairly efficiently.
Oh, wow. That's a really good virtue.
What was that, Rabbit?
Said I scramble down that rope. I had two.
Yeah.
How about scramble? More like over easy.
Yvonne just climbs the rope upside down. Downwards.
She reverse propels.
That's right. And you finally manage to land on the dock.
They need to get off the dock.
I've got a bunch of big husky men dancing in a circle.
Which is now a bit harder because you notice from the side streets, people are starting to funnel in at this point. There's like some celebrating happening. You hear some hollering, people clapping their hands, and then you see people that are like drunk as all fuck, like rolling out from side alleys, and like, what is going on?
Play it cool.
I assume you have somewhere that we're meeting up.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll just go back to the tavern.
Yeah, I don't remember actually discussing
No, you
that
gotta
part.
get back to what's
Oh yeah, we
Because
gotta
that's
take
her-
it.
Yes, yes.
You deliver it to her.
Yeah.
We should probably hydrate her a bit more and, get a good hot meal.
There's a spot where you
How do we get them
are
back?
supposed to
Oh,
meet the
we'll
carriage.
no, we're out here for 5 to 10 minutes because you said 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 10, and then we're gonna give up and head back and be like, oh, they didn't come back.
Feels like it was more than 10. You got them real involved in some stuff.
They might notice us walking away casually.
From actually, if you want to roll.
Oh yeah, let me.
I was like, my virtue is friendly, so just about everyone, I'm like, come.
Let me scope how far they get. All right, let's see here.
But yeah, like what I was saying was that Wiley like is really good, and I can activate it for you potentially. As a character, awesome. Main character, and creepy.
Yeah. Three. Yeah. Okay.
Do I see them clearly?
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
Okay.
I need.
Yeah, I can drag her off it.
Yeah.
Off the corner of your eye, you actually see landfall. You see figures moving, trying to move away from the dock, or trying to avoid.
We need to roll anything to get away.
Roll me another one, finesse plus 5.
Oh, can I give? Wait. Oh no, I'd have to give them hero points to give them.
No, you can use one of your opportunities
Also, can I?
to give
not
them
Aztec?
3 raises, and there's 3 of them, so you can give them.
I
one
don't know
of
how to
yours.
give them an opportunity.
Well, you
Or
needed
you
2 to see them on the dock, and you rolled 3, so you have an opportunity.
Okay, cool.
It's the extra raise.
I was
so,
gonna say
so-
though.
thank you.
Well, yeah.
Oh, right. I was just gonna say like I'm better at convincing. Can I just try to act like I'm supposed to be here?
You can. You determine your approach.
Okay. Does that panache plus convince?
So, in an attempt to help raise the
Sneeze in one of their faces.
lower the situational awareness in that direction, I like gesticulate towards the Inquisitors and try and like get them to join in on the singing
Right.
and further confuse them
Right. You get like a.
and shout over them because I'm used to shouting loudly over other people shouting loudly, and giving each of them a raise.
Perfect.
Cool.
So you get a big old distraction. So for whatever approach you decide, you can either sneak it. Looks like Marilena will try to sort of play it cool.
I got a 3 for finesse plus hide.
Okay. And then is that
I got a
counting
3
the
also.
extra raise you got from Tony?
I got a 4.
Okay.
Nice.
Marilena,
I'm like, what?
Jimena,
Where did she go?
you lose Evine altogether. She was right there. She fiddles something into her coat, and then she sorts of ducks a little bit, and then
That's it.
she's just gone.
Hey, if I spend another read, another race to read, and I see that where she went anyway, because I'm like, hey.
I mean,
It's a
my virtue is that I'm
Behind you.
not in danger.
Oh, so you said
So,
you're good.
But yeah, I got 3.
because I got
Okay.
1 and then plus the ones you give me. So.
Perfect. Jimena, you skulk into the darkness and manage to reach a side alley. For you, Marilena, you just step right in, and a couple of times you see people who look inebriated trying to get you to join in on the revelry, but once they see that you're nonplussed and not interested in that, they just go, oh, you're lost, and they just start to move more towards you. All right. All 2 of you are in the clear and at the waiting spot where you're all supposed to gather.
2 raises to see if they're still trying to make their way away from the boat.
Yes. Okay.
They look all clear?
Yep.
All right.
You don't see any of them. You don't see Evine at all, and
Sick.
Jimena just ducked behind a couple of crates, and she's gone too.
Cool. Then I realize that these guys do not know what fun is, and I feel really bad for them, and it's really sad, and I couldn't even, give them a couple gold for their cool duds, and it's really sad. And hey, Zevia, I don't think this deal's gonna go down the way I wanted it to. Xenia?
Genia!
Cool, yeah.
This is like a thing in every game.
And if you want to keep singing, you can
Right
keep
now.
singing, but
Oh no, we have to go somewhere, don't we?
yeah, we should get going.
Okay.
Like,
All right, everyone. Next time we sing a new song.
same time, like in perfect old theme now. Same time, same place.
Same bat
Back
time,
here
same
tomorrow
bat
night.
station.
It'd be fun. Yeah. See, I'm slipping into Russian now. It will be good. Come here. And so, And I stalk off in the opposite direction that I came.
And I trot along after him like, no, they were fun people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, everyone was so happy. Calling this one.
All right.
And then I like circle back around. Actually, I think our we head back to the estate, or were we gonna try and meet somewhere else?
But we didn't
We have
establish
to-
that
we have to
before.
meet
Yeah,
up
we
with
didn't.
the-
Yeah, there's a spot where you're supposed to meet with the carriage.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, we take a circuitous, windly route back to the carriage.
Huh.
All right.
What do I call
So
it?
guys, this mission.
Rethel.
Rethel, look! They gave me a route!
You hear as you step away from this whole situation, you hear like the Inquisitor like, what the hell just happened?
We make soup
What
later!
is going on?
Oh, good.
Put it away in the pack.
There's now, fucking dozen drunks all over, singing.
Singing a really
Now
bad
they're not
absurd
gonna
song.
leave. You see the city guard like having more of a headache on it. It's like, oh, we're gonna have to ask them to
This
leave.
is
They're
almost
not gonna want to leave.
paperwork.
They're gonna have to punch them. They're gonna get this fucking sucks.
But they're so happy.
All right, so this mission has been going swimmingly so far. Now,
Good to be
As
wrong.
long as you don't tell me what we're really doing, I'm like, okay, cool, let's go.
No, I'm all set to make something explode.
which is why now the danger pool comes into play.
Oh,
Oh.
Why?
Danger pool, not as good as Deadpool.
No, not nearly.
Danger pool is
As
a
you
shitty
approach the meeting point, you actually hear kind of both sides of the group, and you manage to regroup. You're about, I would say, 3 blocks from where the carriage would pick you up. But now you hear another set of boots. And also both of you now realize that these two now have an extra person with them.
what did you go get?
The cargo.
This is not cargo, this is person.
Exactly.
All kinds of cargo.
Well, I am a person now. When I was in there, I was cargo. I was with the cargo. I'm a girl.
Oh.
See?
Hello, cargo.
Okay, I am Shania.
I wobble a little bit because
Yeah.
I'm still emancipated.
Yeah, she
You might want to go easy on her.
You
What was
what?
that?
Because you might want to go easy on her.
Oh,
Yeah, I put my arm out to like steady the rebound.
And my name is not cargo. It is Marilena. Thank you.
Hola.
does she look young?
Pretty young.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, boy.
Oh, not okay,
like
no.
mid-late 20s.
No, I need younger.
Oh,
She looks-
I need like your teens.
Oh, that was a weird way to say that.
you need
I'm
sugar.
obsessed with
Too
like young girls that remind me of my sister. So she'd have to look like she was in like her late
Trigger her
teens.
PTSD.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm past that point.
Yeah. I didn't look at the
She's like mid-late 20s. About.
I'm gonna find
But-
a picture.
Jenya, she doesn't look too good. She looks really pale, and she has like deep, kind of black circles around her eyes.
Oh no!
She's, you can tell she's making an effort to be
Up.
Up and prim and but she looks like she's had a rough time.
Immediately just walks right up to her and lifts her and goes, no, we take you somewhere where you rest. No, we
Yes, we're
where's
going to.
where's carriage?
Yes, that's exactly
Literally
where we're
just
going.
completely incoherent. Just where?
Everybody, roll
I
me.
would.
I like crowd stir.
Wits.
Crowd
No,
stir.
she's just like pushing them. It's like,
it?
all right,
What's the notice?
wits plus notice for everybody.
One, two.
Got
A one raise.
I got 3.
Ken died. Apparently.
2.
Oh, that's a 10. The 0 was a 10.
Yes.
Okay. I got
It
2.
is a raise on its own.
I got 2. Yes.
Two.
Oh, the zero's a 10. Skulls are ones.
That's what I had asked earlier.
Yeah. I said yes.
Yeah, I know. And now he's.
Yeah, the
He's
skulls are
catching
one.
up to the conversation
Yeah, because
finally.
the skull.
Yeah.
Fucked it.
Okay, I get it.
Death.
Well, on my
Pick one.
Poison.
my Egyptian ones, I was using the
One.
Hawk as the 10. instead of the one.
Marilena, you don't. It's a lot to take
I
in
am
right now.
basically on
You're
the
also
shoulder
sort
No,
of
you're
like.
I'm
oh.
princess carrying.
Okay, you're princess carrying me.
Yeah.
I'm being held up by a very
You got
plump,
2
friendly
mana?
Russian.
Yes.
I mean, Lutheran.
Yeah.
It's night, but the moon is pretty bright, and you just spend a shit ton of time in a ship cargo hold. So right now you're squinting everywhere. You're not really grasping. Anybody 2 and out?
Yep.
You hear a set of boots in one of the side alleys, and they're not random. That's
It's
marching
one of
order.
those, yeah.
I
And you hear
shush Zhenya.
those who have 3 and up. You hear that? Right from that side alley. Let's go check it out. In Castilian. The boots are marching closer towards you.
Zhenya. Wow, I call myself Zhenya. Jimena draws her sword.
We're gonna absorb each other's accents, characters,
Yeah.
names.
Basically.
We
It
all.
doesn't matter.
We
All
all.
is on.
We are the
Yes.
collective.
Yes, we are. Zhenya actually finds a corner,
Mm-hmm.
puts Madalena down, gets in front of her, and pulls both of her hunting blades, and just like fucking. That's it. So come near me. See what happens.
Oh, so you actually sort of corner?
Yeah, I corner her, so I have to protect her.
Okay, cool.
She's
She's
Are
Mama
you-
Baron.
yeah.
Are you-
both hunting
Are you
blades.
making an attempt to be concealed or no?
No, I'm concealing her.
Oh,
I'm not concealing myself. I'm concealing her.
okay. So are we in like an alleyway, or is it like?
Yes, you are in an alleyway. It sort of descends a little bit and curves a little bit further down. The sound you're hearing is at a corner that's a little bit further up.
So, and I see these other 2 sort of like take up positions.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, Linda. I will help you. Thank you.
I pull out one of my short knives, and out of my pack, I pull out a piece of tusk, and I like walk up the alley a little bit and lean against the wall and start carving, and I wait for something to come around.
Okay. So you're not in
Draw my bow.
just a little bit.
You what?
further
What?
down.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw my bow.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I start singing. Interface.
I draw my lute instead.
And everybody just randomly.
That's right.
Well, we have. So where are we? In. Fuck. Right.
Oh, I don't.
In
I don't
relation to the care, like the place we are trying to get. Where are we?
About like 3 blocks. You need to go down the alley
Can you go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
and make a couple of turns, and you'll be down there. Okay. So, Tony, you hear the boots continue to march, and you see a detachment of 6 members of the Prophet's Sword just passing by. They actually stop as they hear you singing and then approach. One of them just removes his helmet. It's like, little late to be hanging out here, sir.
Sorry, sorry, night owl. Where we're from, there's not even dark out around this time of year.
We heard about a disturbance at the docks. We're about to go check it out, so I would advise you to move.
Oh yeah, if you see anyone looks like me, probably them. Sounded like someone with my accent.
He looks very confused for a second. We'll,
You just
Could hear it from here.
Relax.
I figured my singing would not outdo what the
we'll take it under consideration. And he puts his helmet back on, and they start to march back. And you hear from further up the alley somebody sort of running. And you hear, where'd they go? Where'd they go? I think they went somewhere down around here. And you see like all the contingent is just stopping there. And one of them walks further up to the front. He's like, what is it, brother? What can we help you with? It's like, there's a couple people. They walked out this way. You need to
I
find them.
think I start moving back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you say they're mean.
You can actually hear shouting,
Okay.
which is then accompanied by a lot of boots turning around, blades getting drawn, and a couple people coming barreling down the alley.
Oh my.
Jesus, the fuzz.
That's right.
Is there anything else in the alley that we could just like throw in their path?
Oh, there's
or knock
plenty
down?
of shit around. There's
'Cause-
plenty of shit around.
Yeah. Slow them down.
Is there anything that is currently has fire on it? Torch.
Yes. So now you are.
Is that seal's blood?
What are you trying to do with my seal's blood?
Nothing.
I mean, I wouldn't be the one to knock things over necessarily, but I would
So yeah,
suggest.
so I motion for you all to get going, and no one moves.
No, I would.
We were moving in the direction, I assume.
Okay.
I don't back and
want to
there's
fight.
If I move back and there's stuff that
If you can convince, if
move.
she can convince me we need to move, then
Well, we're not in a fight yet.
yeah, I know. But if something's coming, I'm not gonna turn my back on them.
Something's coming.
I mean, I understand my situation. The people are risking their lives for me.
I mean,
I think that the thing that
not 100% angry, but okay.
well, I think that I have a little bit more information about what's going on here than the rest of you. So I think I would keep going
So
as
mid-song,
long as at least one of them.
I see
is
this
with
one
me.
isn't moving, and I go, oh, sorry, do you?
Like I said, if she says let's go, I will take her.
Okay. Do you say let's go?
I keep moving, but if
Like I said, I had you and I put you in a corner.
oh, so
That's
you
right.
just aren't letting me go?
You'll have-
Yeah.
you'll
so
have-
if you say we need to leave,
Okay,
I will take you.
send me out. We need to go. This is not worth.
Like a
it.
barely
Gives
gets
me
out of
your
her
life
mouth.
You
right now.
literally don't. You say we need to go, and then I just go back in, and then she goes over her shoulder and just
Okay.
boom.
Roll me a wit plus notice.
Sure.
Anybody else speak Bodache?
Me.
All right. If you speak Bodache, roll wit plus notice.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Anybody else? Amanda, did you have Bodache as a language?
Yes, hold on, I'm rolling.
Okay.
Three.
Okay. Marilena, you just hear shouting up the alley. You can hear a couple words here and there, but nothing. You just know it's there. You know somebody's speaking Bodache
Right.
up there. Jimena and Eileen, you hear in Bodache a very angry man yelling continually, "She's gone, she's gone, you don't understand. We have to get her back. She belongs to us."
We need to go now.
He's yelling, he's making threats, he's questioning their parentage, like there's
Oh
Nice.
no! Don't do that.
You
Don't
almost
do
got
that.
taken, yeah.
it's getting heated up there,
I feel like some of the Christians will be like, "I'm triggered."
right?
Oh, I am very triggered. But we need to fuck off right now.
all the triggers happen.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm walking at a fairly brisk pace down the like
Dude, I'm a
almost,
fucking linebacker right now.
almost jogging, and like if I hear the boots come around the corner,
Yep.
I slow back down to walking.
Okay. Sure.
I'm gone. I'm silent.
Yeah, or unless they make it around a corner, then I'm booted to follow.
Okay. Yeah, so they actually pass you since you're not, full blown running, just like walking.
Mhm.
They're barreling down the alley.
Yeah.
And they walk past your position down towards.
Sing the like, and as soon as they get past around the corner, I'm after them.
Perfect. All right, everybody else down the alley. The troops are moving in, hauling ass towards your position, and it's getting louder. What are you doing?
Well, like I said, if I can manage to, like, while I'm moving back. Oh wait, I'm carrying. I can't do that. I say, Danya, can you knock some of these boxes down? Box their weight, perhaps?
Stops, turns around, and just like, this is Sparta, that shit. Just boom.
All right.
Kicks it down.
Give me a brawn plus, let's say, athletics. Three?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. One, yeah, 3.
You knocked the shit out of a pile of crap that was just like tossed out there. There's like an old broken door. There's like 3/4 of a wagon wheel that starts
Like it's
hobbling
like that
around.
trash pile that we saw.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's just that right there.
It's the thing that makes the
Yeah.
like the hubcap.
Yeah.
So
And you did it in such a way where you didn't hit it with your hands, but there's definitely some like garbage and just something that may or may not be crap, just passing through the alley.
Lovely.
Like it's just stringing everything at this point, creating a very crappy barrier of stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
Like for your shiny boots.
That's
Casting grease with
But yeah, now the alley is just strewn with garbage and pieces of wood, and a couple of them have nails in them.
Sorry.
You are quite strong,
That's
aren't
fine.
you?
If I sense you guys are going to go for the
Wonderful.
lead, I'm just going to go around.
Right. Okay. You guys are moving through. Eating, Jimena, any special actions you're taking?
Not yet.
Just dodge the shit.
All right.
Literally.
Who's in the lead?
Not me.
They are.
I guess would be me.
Ravine?
Or is it?
Did you say not me?
I said not me, but I guess I could be.
Okay, that's what I heard.
No, yeah, sure, yeah.
No,
Well, yeah,
I
that's the
feel like-
cargo, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like she's barreling down.
Yeah. Fucking linebacker. Let's
The
go.
lady in your
I
hands.
gotta get this package where it needs to go. She looks frail.
In 20 minutes or
Alright.
less, I guarantee you.
It's
Right?
still gonna be hot.
Or it's free.
Yes.
Well, it's free anyway, but if someone can't bargain. But
You hear the commotion behind. All right.
as I round that corner and see that they sort of slow, I just keep going, and then go around the next corner.
Well, you see them as they hit the strewn garbage. Most of them manage to pass it through. One of the guys slips on something that is very slippery and gross and just face plants on
Ooh, you can take
on the
that in the morning.
pavement. Like you clearly hear him like hit real hard. He has the wind knocked out of him. Another guy ran and then stepped on something that may or may not have been a nail. So he yelps and then takes a couple of steps back. So there are a couple dudes left at the barrier. The rest are barreling through. You see a couple of them are trying to light a torch while they're running.
Yes.
And you actually start to see them behind you. and you can clearly see they're wearing the uniform of the prophet's sword. You also see a very well-dressed gentleman just hauling ass right with them, and he's still shouting. So both all of you who understand Vodache, and that includes you, Marilena, at this point, he's still yelling to stop, stop, bring her back. She doesn't belong to you. She belongs to us. And
do I think I can make my way around, or do I? Okay, yeah, cool, yeah. So
absolutely.
So are we clear of the alley now? Or
Not quite yet.
different alley. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
different alley? Okay.
You made the first turn. You're heading towards your second turn, and at this point, you're a little bit in hot pursuit. So the carriage, might have some trouble leaving if you don't put some distance between you and them.
Right.
Jimena grabs one of the things that she has strapped around her belt, and says, "Nobody look behind you."
Because you can't look at the explosion or you're not cool.
That's right. You're gonna lose panache if you do that.
And she just chucks it at the guy that she sees
Screaming.
lighting the torch.
Oh, sick.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Why don't we go with a finesse plus
Weaponry?
yeah, go with weaponry.
I mean,
That counts.
it's essentially a bomb.
Yeah, you have to train with them.
And 3.
You have 3? Okay. You throw your vial in an almost perfect arc. You actually hear it in the air, and then the guy lights a torch, and the moment he finishes lighting it, he thrusts the torch forward to try to see what's going on, and gets a face full of vial right on him. Are those the fire ones, or is it just you?
It's, in theory, I was thinking it's more like it technically is supposed to be more like a smoke screen,
Gotcha.
but
Well,
maybe it explodes because
That's right.
what would I roll to see if it actually works?
Oh,
the
I
way
will roll that
Okay.
for you. Your fate roll.
It'll either make them very confused or it'll make them explode.
That's right. So you see smoke immediately just emanating from where his
Yeah.
face was, and he yelps because the chemicals are on his face. Okay.
Nice.
I like it.
So you see this just acrid black plume of black smoke that just like rises up immediately. And then the guy just like yelps, just like, oh, and the plume catches fire like all the way up. You now have like a column of fire erupting from this guy's head, right? So you're still holding the torch, and there's just about like 6 feet of fire going up from him. As
see this. I see
yes,
nothing.
the rest of the smoke just combusts. And there's like a whoosh in the air that you guys feel all the way from up front. For those of you running, you feel the wind pushing behind you.
I'm just like, chemistry. It's a wonderful thing.
It
And
wasn't
then-
actually supposed to do that, but
Well,
whatever
it's-
works.
I rolled a 1, so that's alchemy is fickle. So basically, all of the other guards at this point, they didn't see you throw the vial on this dude's face. All they saw was him leading pursuit. He lit his torch and then caught fire for no reason.
Do they all think that I'm doing this? Because they have no idea exactly what I
Well,
do.
no, 'cause
That'd be
only-
funny.
Technically, only custodians have the fire magic.
They're at this point.
Although if it's a Modachi, then I think a fate witch is manipulated.
That's
so
true.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
50-50 on that.
No, you
Technically,
actually.
I didn't even use the fire magic. I just had alchemy.
No,
No,
I mean, but I already have it.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh,
You actually hear that as now it's full on
Oh,
panic and commotion. Like the
Okay,
entire
so
unit is like, what the hell is happening? What are you doing? Wow! They're all over the fucking place, right? You actually hear the Vordache saying, "Oh, she's helping. Oh, she's helping them. Oh, she's not supposed to do that. She can't without permission." Like he's completely scandalized, and you hear the other guys respond in Vordache, "My man is on fire. Worry about that later."
so wait though. Do I recognize this guy? Like from the voice?
You do not.
Okay. It's just somebody from the Dutch.
Yes. So now it
Because
devolves.
all fate witches belong.
You hear a lot of arguments, panic. The guy that's on fire is, screaming like there's no tomorrow, which buys you enough time to move forward.
I keep thinking
Until
that this
you
box
manage to come around the
is
corner.
glass,
Oh yeah. No.
so it's gonna be heavier than it is.
And they're like,
All of this happens while you're going around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and I just
so you
hear
hear
screams and a
you hear the
combustion.
whoosh, and you hear all of the fucking yelling
I imagine you
everywhere.
probably see the column.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
fire.
You see the bright red just coming up.
Now,
And then,
Can I borrow your llama?
Sure. I think he's
I
an
borrow
alpaca
your
now.
llama. Oh, this
Yes.
Okay.
Llama me.
try to convince anybody we're not the best gaming group.
We
Can
are.
I borrow your llama?
Can I borrow your llama? I'm just gonna write this nicer.
So you turn the last corner in a hurry. The carriage is waiting there for you, alongside Luna Maria, who's actually has like 1 foot in front of the. She's where the rider of the carriage would be, with a rapier and a dagger in the other hand, sort of leaning forward.
And here comes fucking
And yes, she
Jenya
sees you.
barreling through like a bullet with
The
her
train.
eyes fucking alive
That's right.
and glowing green.
That's right.
Brought the package.
The door to the carriage is open, so she gestures with her sword for you to come in and just sheaths it and sits up front.
Literally halts and gently places you in. And then waits for the rest. So just
You can't leave without all of them.
The rest of you
Are you
are
comfortable?
arriving.
Yes, comfortable enough.
starts rummaging through her shit, have you some water. There you go.
Oh yeah, I drink that.
Good.
Sure. Slower than the
Let's
first
make
time.
comfort. Everybody
Okay.
else shows up.
Yes.
I hop in last.
All right.
Actually, I let Luna in first, and then I hop up with the driver.
She's up front.
I was saying, like,
Luna's driving.
She's
Oh.
driving the car.
oh, she is right. Actually,
Yes.
then I hop up with the driver.
Who is driving car? Bear is driving car. How can that be?
So you stepping up front?
Yeah, no, I go up front with her.
Okay.
Like, I just don't film. I don't like the close space.
Yeah,
Luna
I'll be like
starts-
goo, and like
Luna starts to ride as you're
like,
shutting down the
I'm
door.
I'm going to grab as it moves. Yeah.
If you look behind the cart as you go ahead and turn a corner and the horse is starting to kick into stride, you see the Vodache gentleman kind of come out of an alley, slide in a little bit, and just see the back of the carriage as it leaves. And he yells a very glorious string of profanity your way and says, "We'll find you, we'll find her. I guarantee it, we'll find you." But then his voice gets drowned
You're gonna love
further
it.
and further back as the horse picks up speed and you start to leave the bad part of town. The carriage takes you back to the estate. This time, not through the portal, but through a very sort of a arcane set of twists and turns that leads in the back that lands you what seems to be in the back garden. Luna Maria steps down. There's about 10 attendants in the garden that like kind of come in a hurry, and she opens the door to the cart and she tells one of the guys, "The horse is going to Veston. Burn the cart. We no longer need it." And
I like to step out while this and just sort of
That's probably for the best.
Helps you out. Okay, helps everybody out.
yeah, the attendants are sort of.
I feel like I'm a little hunchback sometimes.
As you try and help, I like clap you on the shoulder and just like
Well, that was
go
a-
by.
that was
Yeah,
a-
Like, I let
yeah.
myself
Which
be
is
helped.
funny because I imagine most of the priests to be sort of the furlough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, Jimena has taken a little notebook out of one of her pouches and she's like mumbling to herself.
I think reading words are hard too.
I
She
mean-
stares at me.
I'm thinking now about the books I left there.
That's right. You basically get taken to sort of a side entrance that takes more winding corridors, not into the same office. That one is not as opulently decorated. It seems it's used for a different purpose than entertaining guests most of the times. You notice that when you step into the room, there is a very large desk with a map of Thea, where you see what a lot of it seem like a lot of like shipping routes, and they're marked in different colors. There's a lot of different documents sort of strewn about. So this one looks less for show and seems more about business.
I take particular note of this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
some of those go all the way up to Vesta Money.
I'm just wondering if there seems to be a very concerted interest in guild affairs, or if it's just matter of fact guild affairs because it's they're all over anyway. But like, is it working around or attempting to compete within?
You don't see that it's competing. The strategy seems to be more about mutual benefit.
Okay.
So there's no, you don't really see any sort of undercutting. And since you probably have the keenest eye for the business side of this out of anybody there, you see that there's an interest to keep it that way. Not making too many enemies seems to be the strategy.
Cool.
Um,
That is a penance. Sorry. Kindness. You always offer aid to those in need, friends, strangers, no matter how desperate the situation. Penance. You must aid someone who has wronged you.
That's right.
Ooh.
Because you would help them anyway.
Madame Salvadora is
sort of linger eye.
wearing basically the same outfit she was wearing. She stands a little straighter this time around. She's carrying a long flute of champagne, of which there is a tray close by. And basically just offers it. Please, have some refreshments.
Jimena already has one.
I would, but I think water is better for now.
She actually steps closer to you and she just grabs your face in her hand and just touches your cheek and it's like, "You're safe, daughter. You're safe."
It was quite a bit more exciting than I was expecting, especially with the explosions and the airing and the.
The explosion was accidental.
It was.
Explosions do tell. She actually takes a seat and she sits very unladylike with her leg like crossed with the champagne
I'm like, yes, what was the explosion? Not as exciting as I would have liked.
What am I supposed to happen?
Well, then I feel that was very fortunate. Admit it, it's not I didn't actually do anything. I suppose. Think what you want.
I know a little alchemy. It was supposed to be a smoke screen, which it was for a second, and then it caught on fire.
Oh yeah, I saw some smoke.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the same goal was achieved, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I should have gone to the ground, not the dude. But I didn't want to light the torch, maybe you could see better. Just like in, and then she like veers off into Castilian, just like.
I just imagine like you kind of look like an asshole. So
I didn't like him with his face. I didn't like it.
Like as she trails off, I sort of like look back over and I'm like,
congratulations. Very quick resolution for our predicament. Everything else that is found in this boat, they will scream at, but now they will not be able to prove the most valuable piece was in their possession, regardless of what that particular gentleman might tell. Some of my agents tell me that there's some commotion down at the dockside. A very angry Wadachi man.
Yes, very, very angry.
That is unfortunate but unavoidable.
I saw they knocked over a bunch of garbage.
I did that.
I saw they knocked over a bunch of garbage. Very unprofessional.
Well, the official story is that
I did that.
I told her to
The
do
discrepancy.
that. I just don't have it though.
the official story that will be told.
Actually, that would be uncharacteristic. Never mind. Yeah, yeah.
The official story that will be told tomorrow is that one,
I specifically didn't choose honesty.
right, one of the Wadashi merchant princes made an unfounded accusation about finding a specific item into my cargo. The city guard was there to intervene as there were some commotion at the docks, unrelated. I hear quite a festive affair.
I would clarify that, yeah, you might have tossed it in, but because they were chasing you, so obviously it's their fault.
Yes. Unfortunately, the Prophet's sword was not able to arrive on the scene quick enough to prevent chaos from erupting, and while chasing unknown assailants down an alley, unfortunately, an accident happened that cost his life to one of the members.
Nor were they able to make a profit from selling some of their garbage.
I have a couple of questions. Requests. First of all, I am dirty. Very. I did not want to meet people for the first time looking like this. I could not help it.
I sort of straight them like.
And the other thing is,
Are you hurt?
I know that there was a lot of cost. Oh, I'm fine. Just tired. I know that there was a lot of cost in bringing me here, and I am not comfortable just allowing other people to do things for me. I want to work. I want to help.
Well, you will. For now, we will get you cleaned up and provide you with accommodations. Unfortunately, I cannot house you in
I
this
think
domain.
it's best not. Yeah.
My door is the first one they will knock on. Of course, they will search this house and find nothing. Depending on where this little partnership goes, we can determine where you will head next. But yes, your best bet at this point is to blend in. Take on the populace, find work, find subsistence, and Try to get people not to ask too many questions about you or your background. You're Odyssean now.
What is it to see?
Oh, that's
Oh, what?
local.
Oh,
Local.
we're in Odyssea.
Yeah,
Oh, Odyssea.
the region of Castile. Or if you ask an Odyssean, annexed by Castile, but still Odyssean.
Which leaves the other question on our arrangements. Of course, payment will be provided for all of you for a job exceedingly well done. I fully appreciate your services. But the question remains as to whether you leave my estate today as having fulfilled a singular contract, or if you are interested in a longer partnership.
Help, I help.
Of course, I'm sure you have questions, which, unfortunately, if our agreement is one-off, I will be limited in my ability to answer them.
If I understand what you're saying, I am technically already there.
Unfortunately for you, child, I don't believe you have a choice.
Yes, but I don't think that it bothered me in the slightest.
Well, the alternative would have been much more unpleasant, I guarantee you.
Of course. I'm certainly not the only one.
I've heard an answer from Genya.
I'm doing a regular paycheck.
Whoops.
I look over at the charts and I go, you have info on a lot of different boats.
That I do.
I am curious about the captains.
That's something I can provide.
That would be agreeable. And if you encounter different boats with different captains, I think that would mean I'd be in a regular employ for that payment.
If it's mutually beneficial, then I see no problem in sharing.
Should something happen to a boat captain, you can get another one, yeah?
We have no shortage of
Mutually agreeable.
fantastic. And
Evie?
she looks at Evine.
Yeah. Sounds I seem to I'm echoing.
Yeah.
Let me turn myself down. All right. I seem to have picked up a song about two fair, fashionable travelers from Vestavinaminiar. And she says it right there.
No, it's kidding.
I don't know where that is.
Oh, please, child. Would you regale us with it?
And she sings about the travelers far who came from Vestavinaminiar, and then they got
that.
fashionable clothes and blah blah blah. And like because of their distraction, just vague things happened and unrelated, but because they were so inquisitive and distracting, it's like a propaganda song that matches the cover story she explained.
Everybody roll me a wits plus notice as you listen to the fantastic tale.
Ooh,
Two.
gross.
I got
One.
nothing. I got
Nothing.
one.
You're too tired.
Yeah.
You're... Okay, those of you who have at least one.
I'm just stoked there's a bard.
Yeah,
I'm in nice music. I'm enjoying the music.
it's almost like you're there for a second. Like you see it. Like not just like I'm listening to music and I'm imagining stuff. Like you see it.
You believe that cover story.
In your mind's eye, like you're like, these people are real.
And then they were us, but no.
And And for just a moment,
Is it
the
like
song,
Maid Marian and Robin Hood walking through it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
for just a second, the song itself is alive.
And for those of us with two,
Yeah. It
Straight up hallucinating.
for you actually, it's like being back home. This feels like mother.
Aww.
It is very similar, right? Like you feel the nurture, and it's not hers,
yeah.
and you know it's not hers, but it feels like hers.
Jenny gets misty and like leans forward on her knees and just listening and just deep shuddering breath.
Yeah. You've never seen Avalon, but you see the Emerald Hills, like you picture them.
Your Thea is beautiful. She must love you much.
Sure.
Sure.
So you're like,
That wasn't what that song was about. I wonder if that happened again.
Salvador just applauds heartily.
It was beautiful music, and I didn't get the special effects.
All right. Now that we've reached some sort of agreement, I'm sure you're going to want to get refreshed, to get some rest. I'm prepared to offer you some accommodations in the city. I have a holding that I'm willing to let you use that will be big enough to accommodate all of you. Don't worry, it's, I believe, 3 or 4 times removed at this point, so nothing that would connect you to me. But if you don't have accommodations, feel free to use it free of charge. I would be happy to provide. In the meantime, if you have questions, I am more than happy to help answer what I can.
Well, I think I'm going to clean up for the moment and get some rest in a little bed.
That sounds like a plan.
so you said we can stick around here for a little while.
So,
So she gets up and she goes, I'd like to see the garden. And like steps outside and removes her boots and goes to hang out in the plants.
Hey, Yvine,
Yes,
what kind of animals you like?
all of them.
Sick.
oh,
You know, it means for eating or hugging.
Except
All of them.
Hug them and then eat them.
yeah. Make the 2 lists. I wanna
Stomach
see
hug.
what you bring. That's right.
It's a very warm hug.
If no one else seems to have anything going on, I'm actually going to head back to the Lit Kitty and
Yeah,
and go back to my room out there.
that's right.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
And I'll be like, yeah, I'll check in again in a day or 2. Or of course, send if you need something quicker than that.
Oh,
I'll be
absolutely.
right back.
I will also share the location of the estate. Is there if you'd like to use.
Oh, I'll probably move in a few days, but just to keep up appearances.
Perfect.
Meeting with nature.
Oh, by the way, there's like a change. I totally helped myself to it.
You actually are directed.
The servant brings in one of the
I mean-
screens if you wanted that.
I mean, I'm not serving right here.
You actually are led to a small room that has like a gigantic like bathtub in it. You see a couple of change of clothes on the bed. There's more refreshments laid down on a table, and there's a scroll on the nightstand that seems to be addressed to you.
Oh, okay. Read it.
It's from Julia. Basically, the gist of it is if you're reading this because you have landed safely in San Felipe, we hope your travel was not too difficult. We are happy to know that you are safe. We will pass word as we are able, And then there's a note at the bottom that says, "Do not worry, your husband will be safe." Which means you won't.
I roll it out, but then I feel like I should probably get rid of it somehow. Is there like a fire or something? Or
Yes. Or the kind of fireplace you toss it in there.
Yes, and then I have a bath, an epic bath. Bath to end all baths.
All night long.
Oh God, Lionel Richie's suddenly in here. Why though?
All right. Giving him enough. Any special actions that you'd like to take?
I'm gonna snap it.
Oh, there's snack, there's booze. There's like really old brandy.
Oh. And then it's got like her own little tray that she keeps putting things on.
That's right.
It's like your tray that you carry with.
There's a collection of stuff, right? Like it's from all over the place. There's like some ice and booze that seem exactly good.
Everything from there is pleasant.
Not for me.
Go.
Yeah, just hanging out with the plants and talking to mother and
What
saying
are
I'm
you
good
up
where I
to,
need to be.
Aline?
I'm going to join her in the plants. Inspect some of them statues and whatever's going on out there.
You mean for a second you feel a connection? Like the grass seems greener for a second, and then you wonder if the Sealy don't reach much further than the stories tell you they do.
Mm.
Ba-bum. I still feel triggered about this.
On that note, it is 1:30 here, so
Well, now would be a good time to wrap this up.
Yep.
Regardless,
It's pretty good.
your nice little intro mission done, and we'll get back to business next week.
Hooray!
Congratulations, folks.
We did it.
We started and it went very well.
Yes,
I'm worried.
after years.
So I meant like we figured this shit out. We're like, yeah, we did it.
No, I know. That's why I'm worried.
After years of talking,
It went well
About
and we
playing
accomplished something right in the beginning.
Yeah, no, this is doomed.
this is the intro, don't worry.
This is pretty much the only thing we're going to do right. This whole-
You have
Yeah.
plenty of opportunity to watch the world burn still.
Literally.
You already set some shit on fire game
That's
one,
true.
so the
Character
the
can
tropes
speak a number of languages equal to his wits.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh, I have 3 wits. Yay!
Since all heroes start at wits 2, every hero can speak Old Dan and his native language.
And then I have the 2 extra.
Ah.
Boom.
Yeah, my wits is
Tony figuring it out.
I have 100.
I was trying to figure out how to level.
Oh yeah, how do we level? How do
You
we
complete parts of your
things?
story.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Oh.
We might
So down
You
here.
we might
Where I
come up
wrote
with
things
an
that aren't supposed to
alternate
be
level
there.
Yeah.
system. That might be more point based.
I have to
So-
discover what the feathers mean. And then I can
Why
level
write
up.
that down?
So, yeah. Okay, all yes to meet.
Good night.
Good night, Amanda.
No.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, you typically. You accomplish goals
Yeah,
of your story.
That leads to your personal story.
And yeah.
That's
It's a
what
little.
Oh, I haven't even really thought about those things.
We'll
I mean-
look at it and we'll figure
Yeah,
out
it's
if
like
we come up
I
with
think
it.
there's very like long-term things I would like to do and short-term things. And the
Yeah.
short-term things would generally be like I need to find work, probably just as kind of a skill.
So that's one of the ways that it outlines how to do a story is you have an arcing goal and then steps to accomplish that goal.
Yeah, it's just
And
like
as you
study pulls in real life. Okay.
That's right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
I don't game to do things where you do them in real life.
That's true.
Also, I'm really bad at setting goals and achieving them, so.
I mean, I have things in mind, but I mean, if we could do more point-based, I'd be okay with that also.
Yeah, point-based might be.
And I'm like, I just don't know. I mean, I have goals and stuff. I have many, and they're not all related.
Well, it's a
They're not all
little.
work the same. I don't
My
know.
worry when I was reading it was that some of it might be a little tricky to measure. Some of it gets a little granular. So.
Yeah. I mean, I get how. I mean, it's a cool in concept, but not in yes, practice.
Just like everything we do, we'll do our own
Homebrew.
fucking thing. You know.
I don't believe your rules.
I do like. I like the
John
basic
Wick- John
idea
Wick.
of this way that dice work, though.
Yeah.
This system in particular, even first edition, was already built on that concept. Where John Wick was like, if you don't like a rule, don't fucking use it. And if you want to make it better, just
Don't
make it
bitch your
better.
knees out.
That's right. Just do what you want and have fun.
So we're pretty good. We're set for next week.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
Amanda and I won't be here.
The week after.
No.
All right. Well, say goodnight, Internet.
Good night, Amanda.